Is your host, Tyshawn Jackson, in here with another episode with my co-host, Ryan Catchins.
This is the best, the very best I've ever felt on a live show, man.
Yes.
I think I'll be honest with you. Listen, the live shows is a hard act. Okay, so we ain't seen y'all since Monday, but let me tell you, I done had Thanksgiving. I done worked on my trauma responses too.
With family.
With family.
Oh my
I done had a
goodness.
birthday. Officially 35, man. Another
Happy
year around
birthday.
the sun.
Happy
Thank you so
birthday.
much. Thank you so much. And now we got one of our most anticipated guests who's been flaming up the internet.
Man, this is a full circle moment because I've been following this brother for years on Instagram, just learning a lot. Because if y'all know this brother is a master healer, an author, a father, a husband. And today he is here on the platform with us. And we are in here rocking with Minister Yada. Welcome to Hardly Initiated. The minister's in the building. What's popping, man?
Man, I'm blessed to be here, brother.
Yeah.
I'm blessed to be here.
First of all, when I found out you was in Atlanta, I was so excited.
It makes so much sense, though.
I was so excited.
Yeah. Listen, Atlanta, Chocolate City, the millionaires and billionaires and just eligible influencers and mentors is just crazy.
Right.
And listen, you've been getting a lot of attention and traction online lately because I told you I've been watching this brother for years, and he has some of the best content on what you need to put in your body, how to go about, developing your spiritual, your physical health, that part of your life, which is very important to me. And within the last few months, I've seen him now getting into these topics where he's talking about family, he's talking about relationship dynamics. And then we started talking about the 50-50 brothers. And when I tell you, Yada's not letting, he's not letting the 50-50 brothers slide.
Foot on the neck, brother.
He's not letting them slide. As a matter of fact, you had something go massively viral. A lot of our listeners sent us a clip where you were actually talking to a brother. I thought it was beautiful. You brought a brother. A lot of times we are not open to talking to people with different perspectives than ourselves. Republicans like to watch Fox. The Democrats like to watch CNN, right? You just want to hear what makes you feel good. Right. So when I see two people can sit down and have different perspectives and talk it out, which is what happened, I thought it was so compelling because it's a highly polarizing conversation. Right. And you got a brother who is literally in front of you who believes in this 50-50 concept, and y'all hashing it out. As a matter of fact, for y'all, and for those who've missed it, I want to go ahead and bring this here to you guys in a minute. But Ryan, you got some announcements for the people, right?
Absolutely. So guys, listen, me and Tyshawn have been working diligently, even though we technically had an off week, still putting in brain power because we really want to bring some new things to the platform in 2024.
Yes.
And let me tell y'all, it's really, really going to go crazy. So just a very preliminary announcement. The members been emailing me. Every time we give out that email, we probably get 20 damn emails.
Yes.
And y'all been letting us know. Y'all like, hey, look, we got the membership for a reason. It's very important that we want y'all to shut down the live chat to members only. So we absolutely going to do that. Starting in January, we are going to shut it down members only 24/7. So from the top of the show to the bottom. But until January, the first 30 minutes, as long as you subscribe, you can go ahead and join us in the live chat. But after that, it's members only. Initiates only.
Initiates, baby.
Yeah, very special, very special. Also, guys, I want you to be on the lookout because we have officially finished the vision for our festival that we are going to host next year.
So excited.
It's going to be incredible. We planning right now for 2,000 people to join us from across the world. And I told y'all last week, I think the international following is growing. We got people from Germany, Africa, India. We got some
UK
from Asia.
Yeah, it is.
We got some Chinese folks going crazy. I'm telling you,
getting their families right.
I'm telling you, UK, London, everything. So guys, please look out for that. And periodically throughout the show, I'm also gonna be dripping some other new things that's happening. But trust me, we're about 50 people away from 700 members to officially become a part of the initiated family.
Yes.
On the way to 700. So the thing is, we're going to make this the best membership, the best community and club you can possibly be a part of.
And that's just where you have it, man. So Ryan went ahead and put it to you nice and straight. Now let's get back to this conversation. Lano, do me a favor, pull up the hard take. We about to have a hard take. We about to review this video here. So y'all stay tuned.
I'm saying men should be men.
But you saying we not men. You saying we not men.
Brother. Any man that makes an excuse can't be a man completely. You can be a male. A man comes with responsibilities, and it's hard. To be a man, it's hard, brother. It's not easy. That's why the respect you want from your woman that you don't get, I get from mine.
My woman respect me.
Hold on.
My woman respect me.
You think she respects you.
My woman respect me.
You think she respects you.
Brother.
You think has she ever raised her voice at you?
No.
Does she cook for you every night,
Of
brother?
course.
So she respects you, cooks for you every night. Does she clean the house?
Of course.
She cleans the house, and you got her working 16 hours a day. That sounds like slavery.
Ooh, hold on, bring it back. I ain't gonna lie. Hold on. First of all, hey, slavery, that's a strong word, brother. But listen,
Polarizing.
But I understand exactly what you meant. Because to have a woman essentially doing the same thing, having all the same responsibilities you have, plus that second shift
of taking care of you,
of being a traditional woman, and taking care of you and the family, that's a lot. That's a lot. Well, first of all, what made you call that conversation anyway? Like, what made you want to, bring that brother in the room and have that conversation?
We were sitting around and we're discussing why certain men are in the situations that they're in. And I just had to keep it real.
You just had to keep it real?
I just had to keep it real. I had to keep it real.
So, Yada, how did that conversation go? Because as you know, we've touched this conversation a few times on the platform, and trust me, I'm with you.
Right.
I'm not for living a long-term 50-50 lifestyle with my woman.
Right.
But if I say that on the internet, I'm gonna be a simp. I'm gonna be a sucker. I'm gonna be a beta. I'm gonna be everything that comes with that. So being face to face with a brother who has this ideology, take us. First of all, you can see the emotion. If y'all watch that video, I want y'all to really watch the emotion on that brother, because it's a very emotional conversation. It's because you could really you're coming at almost an insecurity. His belief system is what you're coming at.
Right. It's being shaken.
It's being shaken and rattled. How do you feel that conversation progressed, as it went on? Do you feel like you actually got to that brother in a way where he, had a change of heart? Or do you think that this is like, you don't think brothers are going to change from the ones that have that ideology?
Brother, when I think back on the conversation, it went like I was peeling layers off of an onion, and the more you peel the onion, the more your eyes start to water. And then you realize, man, this onion might really be good for me. And that's what it was with the brother. It was the anger, the frustration, the hostility, and not really towards me, but towards himself. And not just towards himself, but towards his father. Now he's thinking, man, I haven't been properly prepared the whole time. I'm thinking I'm a man because this is all I've seen. Now I have someone telling me I'm not a man, and he's living the way I want to live.
Yeah, that's a full body shock right there. Because you talking about some things that I can't even say we don't hear 50-50. We don't hear nothing.
Right.
Nobody talks about how to, provide for a family, what the allocations actually look like, what provision looks like.
Right. But when we do, they say stop.
That's a good point.
When we do, they say stop. When we say, nah, it shouldn't be 50-50. Every household is different. Every man, listen, every man is different. So you're telling me God just say, you do 100, you do 50, you do 25. Matter of fact, you do 0. And they're not they're not wondering why their home is stuck in a state of hell. You're going against divine law. You're going against divine order. And when you go against the divine order, all hell breaks loose. Now your woman don't respect you. Your children don't respect you. You're coming home, somebody, can I get a hot meal? Your woman looking at you, can I get a hot meal? Come on, brothers.
So let me ask you this, because just to bring clarity to the conversation, I want to understand, because when the brothers that's 50-50, and I want to bring, because I don't think people understand what that really means. if you're new to the conversation. These are brothers who have pretty much taken a pact to say that for the entire duration of their relationship, not a moment or phase. And I think that's the biggest, I think that's the key piece of information. The entire duration of this relationship from start to finish will be us splitting these bills, right? Because I think it's a good argument. What the brother that might have got married at 21 years old, first of all, at 21 as a man, we still finding ourselves, our identity, our purpose, and we definitely found the paper.
But the only reason because we weren't properly groomed. When you start going to these foreign countries, they're being taught to be husbands and wives at very young ages. We're not looking for husbands and wives in America. We're looking for someone to help us do our jobs. That's why men say, hey man, 50-50, she's my helpmate. A woman helping you do something and a woman doing half of your job is two different things. And this is what they're not understanding. Their women aren't helping them. Their women are doing their job.
So when you say, so let's talk provision. Okay. Because obviously it's clear that you stand on the side of provision. A man's job is to provide. I want you to walk us through that. What does providing look like from a man on all levels? Like, what does that look like at the highest levels?
First, a man, because we have to deal with self. When I choose a woman, or when a man should choose a woman, it's because he's comfortable within himself. He loves himself. He's physically right, mentally right, spiritually right, intellectually he's being fed, and financially he's right. Now, when a man chooses a woman, he's not choosing a woman to help him do what he's supposed to do. He's choosing a woman to uplift his lineage, take care of his children. And if he's wise enough and he chooses a good woman, he'll pass her a company and say, baby, nurture this. We have to have vision. Men aren't having vision. And that's why you said a man will get into a relationship and be 50-50 for so long. The woman dies, it's still 50-50. But a man not realizing that he should get into a relationship when he can solely be the provider. Why? Because if the relationship doesn't work, you can still keep your home, you can still keep your car, you can still keep everything you have. But if this woman is making sure you're good half of the way, right? And you're doing half of the way, when that woman leaves, the half leaves with her. So now you can't afford that home. You can't afford that insurance. And this is what the men don't want to accept. Man, you're breaking them women. These are magnificent women. They're beautiful. They're handcrafted by God and given to us as a gift. And everything they touch, they nurture. We cause destruction. Men, we destroy. Women, they build. Even at a cellular level, they build.
Yeah. So I noticed that you did say that it's important that it's important that the men are getting a woman when they're financially together. Now, we understand that that's not always the case. A lot of brothers are getting married, it's not as often, but you got guys that get married right after college, some even in the military right after high school. I've seen a couple brothers like that as well. They're not in a position to be 100% or take 100% of the financial responsibility. Do you feel that that's a mistake for a man to take on that responsibility at that point in his life? Or is it okay to be at a point and be 50-50 temporarily and grow into that place as a man?
When a man chooses a woman, a man should be able to provide for that woman. Now, this doesn't mean shopping sprees and whatever you want. No, being able to keep a roof over her head, food in her mouth, clothes on her back. Now, that's just the physical. You also have to be there for emotionally. And the only way you can do that is by being there for yourself emotionally, healing from childhood traumas. You have to be there for her mentally. You have to be there for her spiritually. See, most men believe 50-50 is just income. They think providing 100% is just income, because you also have men that provide 100%, but when it comes to the woman mentally, physically, and spiritually, he isn't doing anything. And that's why the man that doesn't have money is able to get the woman of the man that does have money, because the man that didn't have money can connect with her at that emotional level.
So this is the thing, y'all. I'm hearing that, and that's empowering me. You know what I mean? I feel good to hear you say that. I actually get very excited about that because that's my ambition. My ambition is to be this extremely strong man who's able to handle business on multiple fronts. But the average person, right, is people watching this right now that's like, that's ridiculous. That's me doing everything. That's me having to be, shoulder all of the responsibilities. So what do you say to the man that's not comfortable with receiving that message from you?
Brother, to be honest, for the man that's uncomfortable taking in the information, he is a disease to his family on every level. Financially, spiritually, mentally, intellectually, he is a dis-ease, meaning everywhere he goes, he brings a dis-ease type of energy.
Wow.
Damn.
Yeah, that's kind of one of those who had to let that one breathe for a second.
You gotta let that one breathe.
Oh, praise it.
And it's a hard message to swallow, especially for a lot of brothers, because when I'm really seeing the responses that these brothers are putting in the comments, and even have talked to brothers who understand and believe this, what I hear is that these brothers on a deep level don't really believe it is possible to put themselves at a position where they can bear that level of a responsibility. Whether that be they have never seen or been exposed to men who are able to create this level of abundance, and they've been, entrenched in such poverty and has really adopted this scarcity mindset, maybe grown with a single mom that struggled, or grown in a household where everybody was penny pinching and it was that true struggle. So they don't even really see that as a possibility. So when you having this conversation with them, it's like, yo, inflation is kicking our behinds right now. You got the average. We need to make, 120,000 as a household to be able to live comfortably.
Yo, what was that comment that you talked about the guy made on Yada's post?
I mean, that was so childish.
No, but see, the thing is, that gives you the collective mindset of the person that might be hearing this.
A brother in the comments put, we can't all be some rich guy picking, herbs in the jungle like you are, whatever the case is.
Right.
Because obviously Yada's known for, putting out great supplements for the people. But
it was really, it really gave you an insight to his mindset, because that was, we can't all be happy. We can't all be financially free and capable to accomplish these feats that you have. That's what it meant. That's what, when you really think about that person, this person is smiling. This person got financial and time freedom.
Oh,
this person is picking their own herbs out their own garden.
Oh, praise.
And
we can't do that.
And I'm gonna be honest. Every brother that we brought up here, and I told Yada this before we even had this conversation, because we picked we having interviews with, I guess, before, during, and after the show. And so the best conversations is off camera. And the reality of the situation is, y'all see the caliber of brothers we have on here. I like to get into the brother's family, and I like to ask how they managing that part of their life. I'm gonna be honest. I have not had one brother who has ever been on this Harley Initiated platform that said that they are in a 50-50 situation with their woman. And that's not to say that they were not in a situation where they said, my woman held me down at this point in my life because I was down bad. Or at the beginning of the relationship, I wasn't all the way together and she held down that part of the relationship. But eventually, the thing is, eventually they all had ambitions and desires to change that. They were uncomfortable in that part. And that's the scariest part of that. Those brothers, they have complete comfort.
Yes.
Knowing that their woman is
now see, because I want to challenge this. And I'm just the voice of the people right now.
Be the voice.
And I think this is great. I think this is great because I want to open this up, Yada, because we actually have somebody sent over a super chat. Shout out to Faceless Man. Very interesting username, by the way. He says, it's not about comfort. It's about doing what's optimal for your family. I'd argue that if your wife is working and she's not contributing financially, that you are a bad leader. So Yada, let me ask you this. must a wife's contribution always be financial?
We have to understand the assignments given to us by God. Let's do the mathematical equation of God. A man is supposed to be 100% provider and protector. Can we agree on that?
Yeah.
Can we agree that a woman is supposed to be 100% nurturer?
Yeah.
Or can we agree that a child is supposed to be 100% child?
Yeah.
Right.
Right? Okay, now let's do the math. You have man only doing 50% of his job, meaning the woman has to come and do 50% of his job and also 50% of her job. So she's doing 50% providing, 50% nurturing. So if she's unable to nurture 100%, who picks up her slack? The child. And that's why the child is always raising the siblings. And some children are closer to the one that raised them, their brother or sister, than they are their own parent.
Or the grandma.
So listen to me.
Yeah.
Now, man is at 50%, woman's at 100%, child is at 100%. Why do you think they're so upset when you tell them you should be doing more? Don't argue with me, argue with God.
Well, Yada, what about mental health?
Mm.
Because I think that's one of the things that, you know, those same people also would argue. So, hey, Yada, listen, I understand that I have to do X, Y, Z. But this is the thing. Don't we have enough on our shoulders? Right?
But see, again,
what about my mental health?
Bro, that's not a man talking. That's a traumatized boy in a man's body. A man knows he's capable. A man knows he has to go hunt to eat. A man never said, oh, it's war. Let me grab my queen off the throne. Hey, queen, come on, shoot this for me. Where they do that at? Those are men that are mentally, physically, and spiritually sick, man. They're devils. That's a devil's mentality.
Wow. And first of all, that's heavy. That's heavy. You gotta just call first of all, I want to get a poll on this.
Yeah, I'm listening.
I want to get a poll on this for the people right now, because I want to understand just who is in here. I want to just of the pure ideology.
And look, we got 1,000 people in the live chat right now.
Already 20 minutes in, 1,000 people already in here. So this is going to be a show.
Due to the Most High.
This is going to be a show. I absolutely want to figure this out. I want to know who in here, and I really want to hear from the brothers. I hope. But I want to know who in here subscribes to the 50-50 ideology. I want to see.
And how do we distinguish that? Because I think some people may say 50-50 temporarily. Some people actually, I'm gonna put that as an option.
There you go.
There we go.
Drop that in the chat. Drop that in the chat, because there's a lot of controversy around this.
Right.
Because some of the brothers are like, these women don't want us until we at the finish line. Right. That's what some of the brothers think. And there's, again, it's just an insecurity in that, because I don't think brothers truly see themselves being able, in the economy in the world that we live in, to put themselves at the helm of the family and truly take on that responsibility, with especially the reality of women also producing income,
right,
and competing,
right,
in the job marketplace, right. Now, let me ask you this, because I want to kind of see the opposite end of the spectrum here with you as well, because for the ladies that feel that they should not be home and that they should not put their career aside for family, would you see that as the equal energy, or that being equivalent to the 50-50 man? Is that just as dangerous for the woman to have that mindset that I'm not going to put my career aside to be able to create and grow this family? Even if you tell me and allow me to have that freedom.
If a man has a woman that is pursuing a career, that should be the choice of that couple. But that man should still be able to provide wholeheartedly for his family.
Okay.
So regardless of what this woman chooses to do or not, the man is responsible for being a man. Now, I would love to correct and check our sisters, but I'm not a woman. So I'll only correct and check men. And then the men get so caught up in their emotions when you start to correct them, they reveal the boy trapped in a man's body to the point they say, what about the women? Talk about the women. Stop picking on us. No, brother. Strap your boots up, brother. Strap your boots up. And then to add on to what you were saying earlier, the problem is these men want the trophy before the race. They're not qualified for the trophy. The trophy is the woman. The woman should want you when you won the race. She should. What woman wants to pick the weakest of the litter? No woman says, I'm going to pick the weakest of the litter. Never. Now the thing is, there's been so many 50-50 men that women think this is all there is. To the point women are teaching their daughters, hey, don't depend on no man. Get your own money. And the only reason this comes is because men, we failed them. We failed our women. I can't blame the woman if I'm the protector and the provider. If my job is to protect the woman, I have to protect her on all levels. That's mentally, physically, spiritually, and financially.
Understood. No, I mean, and listen, first of all, I'm with you on that one, Yada. I really want to, just so you know, guys, we are going to have the initiation hotline a little bit later today. So I do want to be able to, you know, we're gonna take this conversation to the next level. We want the people to be involved. So y'all go ahead and y'all stay patient with us. Ron, we got that poll ready for the people?
I'm about to drop that poll because we gotta get the people involved, because I think it's some deeper rooted issues. Because I think some people are going to stick to the topical, you know, the hey, but women can work too. But hey, you know, what about all of my other responsibilities? Just the things that are not really at the core of the issue. And it's so much various pieces of information put out. Both men and women are very confused about what's actually the healthiest. Right. So we got to get the people involved. So I'm dropping the poll. Okay. Crazy. Finance only. This contingent, or this is based on finance only. Which relationship structure do you subscribe to? This is finance only. And I got 3 options. I got 50-50 4L. That's 50-50 for life, 50-50 forever. All right. I got 50-50 until 100% from man. So that means that you're going to do 50-50 until your man get it together. Yeah. And I think it's safe to assume that those women probably have, you know, a little lifespan on how long it's going to take for him to get it together. Absolutely. Right? And then we got the third, which I'm very curious about. Allocation is based on income. So it could be 90-10. It could be 80-20. It could be 60-40. Pretty much whoever makes the most money pays the most, whatever breakdown that is. So we got 62 votes in. So I want y'all to put y'all votes in. Again, finance only. Which relationship structure do you subscribe to? And I'm going to let that run for a second.
You know what I like that you said, though? I do like that you said that typically a lot of that pain, which I never heard brought up before, ends up falling on a child. Because we've seen a lot of households, whether we've seen the version of it in a single mother household, whether we've seen the version of it in just an impoverished household altogether, where everybody just got to be really.
Let me ask you a question real quick. Yeah. What's the difference between a man going 50-50 with a woman and a man not being in a household whatsoever?
The difference is that the man still sees the human dynamic of a man and a woman in a house. So, which I think there's a level of health in that, assuming that they figured out how to have synergy in that household. But with the man just completely not being present, you know, it could be some abandonment issues in there with, you know, that child not necessarily having that, you know, potentially seeing different men come into the house. It's just so many different exposure with a man not necessarily being there versus, you know, and I don't know, because I think it's levels to 50-50 too, because I don't know, like maybe if it's like some kind of, you know, Huxtable kind of situation where, you know, they're both at a high level and they're both working in this way, because that does exist in our society. I would say that. I don't know if I would subscribe that to the 50-50 mindset, but there is the dual household working family that does exist. Right? Where the man and the woman is working. For example, we had Dr. Tart come up here and he said the way they structured it, him and his wife, they're both high income earners. All of his money handles all of the bills that's taking place. And he said his wife's income It's just everything that goes into the investments and everything that, just kind of gets put away to handle everything for the future, college tuitions, investments, so on and so forth. And that's kind of how they found synergy in their finances. But essentially, y'all, the issue with that is there's still nobody fully at home nurturing the kids.
There we go.
Yeah.
So do you think
But
can that still be healthy?
Listen, you have the man there, right?
Yeah.
He's stressed. You have the woman there. She's stressed. The child, depressed. Now, all the people growing up, not knowing how to love a man or love a woman, we've seen both parents on the plantation or one deeply on a plantation. Something's wrong. We're going against divine order. The reason why you see so many depressed and stressed children, man, is because everybody's gone. We're going against divine order. And then we grow up and you tell a man, be 100. I'm not going to be 100. I can't do it. My mom took care of me. No, oh man, no, man. Now, brother, be 100. My dad and my mom was in the house and they both worked. I'm like, oh man, this is a disease, a real psychological disease, because it first starts in the mind. For a man not wanting to be a man, something really had to happen. Now we have to go back down deep. When's the first time you seen a man, woman, and child stressed out and all working together? Now we going to slavery, brother. Come on, this is deep-rooted trauma.
It is.
There's no nation that rises higher than their women. None. Most nations protect their women. Oh, you ain't gonna talk about my women. You're not gonna put your hands on my women. You're not gonna disrespect my women.
You're not gonna see them in an inappropriate light.
Man, you're not gonna see them working for nobody else. Maybe their restaurants, their stores, their gas stations, but not for nobody else. We send our women out, man.
Yeah.
To work for other men. And they get mad why these women are respecting their bosses more than they respect their own husband. The boss is doing more. The boss is putting food on the table. The boss is making sure the rent's paid. This is deep, man. This is deep. And this is why the woman on the plantation respected the master more than anything else. We got it, man. We got to get it right, brother. We got to get it
So
right.
you think, the healthiest version of this household, of our household, it needs to be the woman full-time.
On the throne. On the throne. That's what it is. The throne. Not their slaving. How can a woman produce a healthy child when she's stuck in a state of stress and depression? Majority women are not working the careers they choose. They're working jobs they have to because they're dealing with a man that can't hold it down.
Now, what about the woman who, because this is the thing, I do support women who want to go out and, they have for whatever reason, their type of ambition or level of ambition, leaves the household. Like they want to do something outside the house. That's just what they're driven to do. So I got respect for that. I understand
Definitely.
that. But I do think it is a woman out there who has adopted that mindset, yet it's because she doesn't want to admit how stressed she is really doing this. It's like, wow, are you really happy going to all these conferences and all these different situations with all these men that don't want to respect you initially unless you super hard, trying to hit on you and take you to the back and being inappropriate, which you give you sexual harassment on top of sexual harassment, coming home, having to give 10 times what everybody else is giving at your job, more than the white women, more than the black men, more than the white men, right? Why do you think that those women aren't open to seeing things in a new light, to maybe being receptive of potentially being a full-time caregiver?
Because it's a programming. If you've only seen your mom work, you believe it's normal. Just like the man. If the man only see the woman work, the woman gotta be in the field. I know men that say, I'm not dating a woman unless she's working and paying half of the bills.
I hear that too, a lot. The thing is, the women are confused. They're very confused because, it's a numbers game. It's difficult to find connection. Now, as a woman, how do you position yourself when you got some men want you to work but don't pay the bills? Some men want you to work and pay the bills. Some men want you to be full-time caregiver.
With the man being a leader. Now, women have had bad experiences. So you have men that'll provide 100% financially, But emotionally, they're disrespectful, they're physically abusive, they're mentally abusive, they're verbally abusive, but they're paying everything. So they believe their finances allow them to do whatever they want. So you got those women that experience that, oh, I'm never doing that again.
Right. It's too
and
dangerous.
then you have the women that's been programmed since a child. You can marry a man, you can have children with a man, but you never trust a man. You always get your own money. And then you have the women that get into relationships with men that can provide everything, but they have careers. So the man can still take care of them regardless of the fact they're just choosing to do something they love.
Wow.
Actually, let's go ahead and close out that poll that you had there because I think we got enough votes on that.
And
one.
we got the super chats pop. Oh my God, the super chats is going nuts
Yeah, go
right
ahead.
now.
Go ahead. Let's get.
So I'm
some of
gonna
those.
close out this vote. 321 votes, ladies and gentlemen, and we got 1,300 people in the chat. Minister Yada is going down right now.
Yes.
So this was the poll we dropped. Financial only, right? Which relationship structure do you subscribe to? 50-50 forever, 50-50 until 100% for man, or it's based on income. So this is the thing. We got 50-50 until 100% for man at 53%. So it looks like men and women voted on this poll now. It looks like a little bit over half the people are like, look, let's do 50-50 until you in a position to work it out and take everything on your own. But we got these other people. I don't know who these other people are. At 40%, that's saying it's based on how much whoever make the most money, pretty much.
Wow, 40%.
40%.
Wow, I'm really shocked by that.
I am too.
I'm really shocked by that. Look, actually, we
who was voting on that?
Matter
too,
of fact, we 36 minutes in, so let's activate.
Oh man, okay.
Let's activate this members only chat, and also let's go ahead and let's get to some of these super chats because the people are asking questions. We want to get to y'all because I don't want them to pile up a little too much.
See if you see Anthony Logan. Shout out to Anthony Logan. We actually did an episode with him. He's in the Harley Initiated catalog. Anthony sent over a super chat. I want you to read that one because I want y'all to give us some insight on that mindset.
Wait, like these things are piling. I don't even know if I can see.
Yeah.
Hold on, let me check it
Hey,
out.
be patient with us, y'all. I'm about to cut on this members only chat. This thing, the members been asking for. So I know if you subscribe, listen, we appreciate you. We love you. If you like it, you share it. We still love you and appreciate it. But the thing is, we have to grow our family of initiates. They've been riding for us. They've been supporting us. They've been guiding the channel. They the ones who told us to bring Essence Atkins on the show, which we dropped yesterday, did 130,000 in 24 hours. So I have to show love. Oh, what did I say?
130,000 people. Don't let people think we get 130,000 dollars. That's viewership.
130,000 views.
All right. So Anthony, he said, I'll pay the bills. I'll pay all the bills, but she needs to work. Kids or no kids.
See, okay, so that's what I want to ask you because I think Anthony is speaking from a place that's like, look, my goal is to take care of everything, but what the hell is my wife going to be doing? So I want to ask you this because I think people are confused by this. What does a full-time wife who is not responsible for any of the finances, what does that look like?
Okay.
What does work look like for her?
we have to understand that family, the dynamic is the first business. Period. It's the first business. If a person is not successful with the family structure, he will not be successful in life with anything. I don't care. He won't be wealthy. You can't be wealthy without the proper family structure. You might be able to be rich. It might not go down to the next generation, but you can't be wealthy without the proper family structure. So the man is the head. He leads. That doesn't mean he doesn't take understanding from his wife. You know, that's his eyes, his ears, his extra brain. The man is building. The man takes what he builds and gives to the woman. The woman is a divine nurturer by God. By God. My woman doesn't have to go work for somebody else. Why? Because I'm going to give her a company to nurture. When I put this demonstration down, this blueprint down, I made my first $1 million. First $1 million. My first. Because I understand what we do with the woman. So you're leading, you're building, you're creating. You're also guiding your woman's mind. She's nurturing. She loves you. You're on the same team. Now you created this. You give to her. She nurtures. You're on to something else. If you're doing everything by yourself, if you're waking up and just going to work, and you're waking up and you're going to work, and she's waking up and she's going to work, no one's going to win. I've never seen 2 people working jobs they can't stand become wealthy. Never. They've been stuck in poverty the whole time.
Yeah.
The whole time. Why? Because the blueprint is messed up, brother. We think that we as men, we believe that we need a woman to help us provide. God didn't give that woman to us for that. And that's why we're stuck the way we are. We can't elevate because we don't understand what she's used for. The woman is a magic wand, brother. The woman is truly a gift from God. She's a divine nurturer, but the stuff we give her to nurture is stress. We give her depression to nurture. We give her attitudes to nurture. And then we get mad when she's in a state of chaos and disrespecting us because we gave her all these things to nurture. Give her something great to nurture. Don't have her on the field. She's going to be tired. Now she can't even nurture and take care of you. We got it. We have to get right, man.
I never see one thing we haven't talked about, and I like that you brought this up. You said it's the family business. We don't understand that.
The first business.
And see, let me tell you, first of all, the reason we don't see is because most of our parents wasn't really running the family business right. They didn't put us on game at how family business should look.
Mm-hmm.
So if a brother grew up in a house where he saw his mom working,
Mm-hmm.
that is what is normal.
Mm-hmm.
So on a day-to-day basis, I guess at this point, like, he literally can't even envision what her day looks like. He imagined her eating potato chips, sitting down, watching soap operas,
doing nothing,
spending money on Amazon, and him coming home and, stressed out, tired, and her just,
she tired from shopping.
But see, this is a man that needs to really sit down and realize what a man truly is. We don't know what a man is to ourselves. So if we don't know who we are, we're going to think she's sitting home eating bonbons all day. No, a woman has a divine job, man. Her job isn't easy and it doesn't stop. It's 24 hours around the clock. And then you have some men that'll even have pregnant women working at 6 months, man.
Oh,
yeah.
Don't go into
please,
it. I seen that. I'm not gonna lie.
Like looking at them like, when you going back to work and can you work a couple more months type deal.
I don't even like seeing pregnant women work.
Man, it's not that, but what? Think about it. Then they give birth. I'm talking about, this is some pain a man can't even comprehend.
Yeah.
I delivered all my children. I've seen what my woman went through. I'm like, oh no. And then I see how long it takes her to heal. I'm seeing women right after they give birth go right.
Hold on.
No.
You got the mic. Get it right. Go ahead, Lano.
We good?
Yeah, we good.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm seeing.
No. Listen. Let me tell you. I'm like, yo, he was really shocked. I'm like, you was really hurt by that. I was like,
Really?
yeah. I'm like, wow. Okay, he passionate about this.
But no. I want you to keep going.
Now, brother, it's the fact that we're watching women right after they give birth go right back to work. Don't you know a child needs to skin with their mother? Don't you know the child needs the breast milk from their mother for their immune system to work at the top level? It does something to them psychologically, spiritually.
The value is not really understood of what that full-time caretaker looks like. I shout out to Stefan Arnio, who passed away. He wrote The Queen, the Oracle, the Princess, and the Whore. And he talked about that the woman working full-time in a household, it should be valued at, I want to say, is $80,000 a kid, right? That's what the value.
I think it was somewhere like
that. Yeah, within the household. That's the monetary or annual value in terms of salary per kid for a woman once she's working full-time in a household.
Right.
So if your woman got 3 kids, that's what $270,000 is what she should be valued at if it was like a corporate job.
And I see, and I think, and that's where the brothers are struggling, because all they seeing is the numbers on the bills, and we don't really know how to put the value on actually sitting with a child and teaching them how to count. Like sitting with a child and making sure that this child is not being parented by the iPhone or the iPad, but this child at a very early age can walk really fast. Like, you'll notice that the kids that even have a mother at home, they walking faster, they talking faster,
yes,
they counting, they're reading faster than other kid. Yes, like they have this level of wit, and their development is sped up. But see, it's very hard to quantify the value of these things. And just as in general, I don't think we put a big value on family in general as a culture, because really we just throwing our kids in daycare and public school systems and putting iPhones in front of their face, and that's a big part of how we raise that child
because
nowadays.
we stepped again, brother. We stepped away from divine order. We turned this beautiful woman that was divinely a gift from God into a whore. We turned her into a baby making machine.
Yeah.
We've disrespected her, left her unprotected on each and every level, and now you're seeing a product of us not protecting and guiding her, and that's is what you see: broken men not knowing how to be loved, and broken women not knowing how to be loved by men. This comes from the home, brother.
Let's actually talk. I'm gonna hit some of these super chats while
Yeah.
you doing what you do, Ryan.
It's going crazy right now. So listen, shout out to everybody who sent over the birthday wishes. Yes, November 24th just passed. I am officially 35 years old.
Happy birthday to my
All
boy.
And-
praises.
For all praises, and the eligible bachelor, by the way. Strong man. Getting
All
stronger
praises,
day
brother.
by day, baby.
You better-
And look,
you better not be on that-
100%.
You better not be on that 50-50
Oh,
shit over here.
100%. 100%
praise.
from day one.
Oh, praise.
From day one. So shout out to BJ, shout out to J Peaks, and shout out to Crystal Garderis for sending over that bomb super chat. And I got a couple other ones. Soy, I'm gonna get to yours. There's so many I want to get to, but I want to stop with this one real quick. Yali just sent in one, then I'm gonna go to Soy because she's got a really good one. Yali says, all of the women that I know who financially needed to go back to work after starting their families all fell into deep depression.
Deep depression.
So you got this guy that you're talking to, and you telling him, you asking him about all these things that his wife is doing. You asking her if she cooks, she take care of him, and she also working 16-hour days.
Right.
So clearly, this is a man who may not have noticed some of the signs that his woman was actually having some mental struggles.
Let me just add on, not to cut
Okay,
you off.
no,
Let me
go ahead.
Let me cut you off in a righteous way, brother. Excuse me. Excuse me. First, we have to understand when after women give birth, they lose so many minerals and vitamins. They become malnourished. So now if they're malnourished and they're stuck in a stressful environment, depression sets in. Deep down anxiety set in. Now they don't even want to touch their child. They're always crying. They're looking at their man like, you say you love me, but you got me going through this. I don't think men really sit back and say, what is my woman going through? After giving birth, losing all this blood, she's malnourished, she's not eating correctly. I'm not being able to connect with her on an emotional level because I don't know how. I never seen my father do it to my mother or my mother do it to another man. These women are, bro, they hurting, man. And all these women needed some love. All these women needed some protection. And most women don't even want a man to do 100. They'll be comfortable with 55, 60. And men don't even know how to do that. They can't even say, baby, thank you for helping me. Baby, thank you for making my food. Baby, thank you for giving me children. Baby, thank you for just loving me. Because most men struggle with loving themselves. That's why we can't love no woman. We can't project the love. We don't know how to love ourselves. And that's why you say, man, be 100. It's not the fact that they just want to be 50-50. They don't know nothing else. And they hurt. And they feel ashamed. That's why they're triggered. They know deep down inside, I should be doing more. You're looking at the woman that just gave you a child. A woman that tells you, I love you. A woman that literally right after pushing out a baby for you, went on the workforce for you to prove how much she loves you and her family. The nature of a woman, the loyalty of a woman is godly, man. But we're robbing them. We're robbing them of their true self, their true enjoyment. And that's why you see these women and these children all walking around depressed because the woman is the first teacher. Now, what is she teaching them?
Let me tell you, if I would have heard this kind of talk growing up,
Mhm.
I probably would have been married already. Because every time I hear a man speak like this, I only think about getting a wife. I mean, it's like, I'm like, yeah, I want a woman to be able to take care of like that. That gets me extremely excited. Now, the thing is, part of the reason why we started the show is because we know we need to hear it constantly.
No, we need all of us.
All of us
Definitely.
to hear it
need
constantly.
to hear this.
Because I think it's something about that that's so empowering, because it does give you a glimpse into what the next level looks like as a man. And I think that's partly a part of the reason why so many men go into this midlife crisis, because after they have accumulated the finances and some level of status, right, and some level of structure for themselves, Now they don't know what else is next.
Mhm.
So they go to, you know what? Let me, now that I have this financial capability, instead of taking on more responsibility, not just more responsibility, the right type of responsibility,
Mhm.
which is storing over a wife and a family,
Mhm.
let me go get a convertible.
Mhm.
Let me go get the Harley. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
Let me start doing all these things that I think I missed out on rather than take the next step
Right.
into manhood.
Right.
So I really feel empowered by what you're saying. And I want to ask you this real quick, because Soy, shout out to Soy.
Shout out,
one of
Soy.
the hardcore initiates.
Yeah.
Oh, praises.
Sent over a real thought-provoking situation, because she says, shout out to Soy Rain, and she says, we're talking about this without making the line clear of whether this is in marriage or not.
Mm.
So talk about this topic in dating and not living together, okay, versus being in a marriage, because a lot of women want 100% to zero and they're just dating.
Mhm.
So I guess to kind of rephrase it is, when is a woman deserving
Mhm.
and should expect to get this level of taking care
As
of?
soon as she says, "I'm your woman," that means I'm your responsibility.
Ooh.
Because
so that could be pre-marriage.
Because if we're dating, yeah, we're about to get married. What am I entertaining you for? I'm a man. I got too much going on. I don't have time for those distractions. So if I'm entertaining you, it's for you to be a wife. So if you say, yes, I'm yours, I'm loyal to you, you're my responsibility. Because I want food when I want it, because I'm working hard. She has to be soft. She can't be tired. Men will have these women working 8-9 hours with them and then say, baby, can you make some food for me? Baby, can you rub my back? No, man, it don't go like that. 50-50 men don't deserve what 100 men deserve. It just doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
First of all,
I mean, that's very clear.
Honestly, that's extremely
very
clear. That's extremely clear. And it makes a lot of sense, because it is, I mean, at the end of the day, you're right. Like, I can't imagine that at the point of marriage, right when you say I do, all of this stuff just magically kick in.
Right.
Like, it is a point where the responsibility kicks in well before. Like, you don't, the relationship really, the marriage, don't get me wrong, it's the union, it's the ritual that we take place to solidify what has happened, but we've already been acting in this prior to the actual ceremony itself. You know, so I think that's a really great answer. Let's run through a couple more of these super chats before we get to the initiation hotline, Ryan.
Okay, cool. So we got another one. Shout out to Ashley Boone for sending over the super chat. Shout out to Creole Butterfly. Great question, Creole. She says, how do I heal while currently in a relationship where my significant other refuses to provide according to the divine order, even though he is able? This is tough.
Is my real answer. Can I be honest?
You can be absolutely honest. We need that.
If this has been going on for a long time, this is just the man he is. You either accept it or you leave him. That's it. That simple. You either accept him or leave him. Me, I would say leave him. That's just me being honest. But hey.
Well, I mean, at that point, you just already, if you stay in that relationship, you just understand the scope of work that's going to come, you know, with that relationship. And I think, you know, the ladies are really just, you know, may have had, a lot of ladies are not having the best experiences dating.
Yeah.
So at this point, you know, it's a true, you know, something is better than nothing.
No, let's do this.
Situation.
Let's do this. Ladies, my beautiful, beautiful sisters. Stop pouring so much into men just because they have potential. Because when they show you that they're not going to be who they are, you've already invested so much that you will feel dumb if you left them. People would talk about you if you left them. You've done invested in them financially. You've done invested in them physically, mentally, spiritually. You've been pouring into these men for so long, praying that they become better. Leave them, cut them off, throw them away. It's over with. It's over with. These are not leaders. These are leeches. It's a difference.
Now, let me ask you this, because this is an interesting situation here. Do you believe that every woman deserves an 100% man?
No. If you cannot maintain 100% man, what are you gonna do? Can you cook? I don't want McDonald's and Wendy's when I come home or when I fly back into the country.
Nah, that's a fact.
I want someone that knows how to maintain the children. I want someone that knows if I give you a lump sum of money, man, listen, for instance, my wife, I left her. She said, baby, I need such and such and such amount of money. I said, okay, cool. I came back to a whole mansion, brother. A whole mansion. That's the type of men, that's the type of women that men like me need, or men that go 100%. But I will say this too. Men will attract what they are. Women will attract what they are, or, because we got some men that's some great pretenders. We got some great actors out here.
That's true.
Unless they get emotionally caught up before they realize it's lies. Now they're invested. So they'll stay with a liar.
Interesting.
Yeah, extremely.
So I think that's a really good question to ask yourself, because we got a lot of ladies in the chat, of course, saying facts. I just want you to reflect on whether or not because we got to be honest with ourselves.
Facts.
Or can we maintain a kingdom?
All praises.
Can we grow and nurture a kingdom?
All praises. All praises.
Have we done the work on ourselves in that way?
All praises.
That's some hell of a self-reflection.
And then see, there's another thing. Then there's so many women, and I love you, sisters. I really want you to understand. I love you guys with a passion. There's so many women that's been masculine for so long, that's dwelled in their masculine for so long. Even if they meet a man that's willing to do everything, they don't know how to put down their shields, their swords. Nah, man, they got to learn how to be women again.
Listen, I agree with that so much, man. Let me ask you this, because shout out to Juanita Crispin. Not only did she join the initiatives, but she also sent over a super chat. And I actually want Tyshawn to share a story about this. And I'm sure both y'all can chime into this, because you've spoken, I'm sure in the past month, you probably spoken to the king of 50-50 relationships, whoever that might be, and all his cronies. But anyway, so Juanita says it should be 50% of each person. She says, if I make 60K and my husband makes 100K, it's not fair for me to have to pay half when we are not bringing in the same income. Now, that's more so overcoming, okay? But I want you to describe, actually, and I want to start with Tyshawn, because you mentioned this. Describe, because I don't think all women really know what a 50-50 man looks like.
Yeah.
I don't really think. So I want you to describe it. You remember, you know what I'm referring to?
Yeah, you know, I've seen it on the pettiest levels. I've seen it on the pettiest levels, man. Because this is a brother who truly believes that regardless of circumstance, of income, whatever the quantifiable numbers are that it takes to run a household, you are to bring 50% of that amount of income to the pot, or you are not contributing to this family. And I've seen it so much speaking to ladies. You talking about I've had guys like aggressively contact women. Like, hey, remember that time when you ain't had your card and we was at dinner? Yeah. I need that $12.50 because I remember I paid the whole thing and I tipped because you didn't have your card and you said you was going to put it down and you didn't. So I need that $12.50, please. You want to know, like, you want to know the fastest way to just, I'm sorry, I was about this to after dark, but to dry a woman up, I mean, to just completely turn her off and to just completely lose all intimate interest in you as a man is to just be a penny pinching brother. And I'm giving y'all the pettiest levels of this, but again, this is a brother who expects a woman for the long term of the relationship to bring half of whatever the financial contribution is to, carry out whatever lifestyle it is they want to carry out. This is the 50-50 brother, but go ahead, Ryan.
So yeah, I mean, I just thought that was because at the most pettiest levels, this person, they really holding you accountable. Like, hey, babe, did you pay your half of the bill yet? Babe, listen, I've been paying my half of the bill on time on the first every month. It's the second of the month. Why can't you pay your bills on the first of the month?
But see, these are roommates. These are not even wives. These are not even. They're not claiming these women, because when a man claims a woman, he'll go to war and hot water for her. So if a man's not willing to work for you, how can he even say it's love? How can a man say, I love you, but baby, you got to go out here with me too. We got to go to war. No, we're not moving like that, man. They got the game messed up. They're hurt, they're broken, and they're confused. And these aren't men. These aren't men. They think they're men. They look like men. They sound like men. They can go to jail like men, but these aren't men.
So y'all, let me tell you. So because we got you on the show, let me take a look at this thing. We got 1,700 people live in the chat. And the thing about it, y'all, the chat is getting so crazy. We just don't get just the average viewer or initiate in there.
Yeah.
We get people in the space, in the chat, that have become members. So shout out to Anthony Logan, shout out to SBU Live, and shout out to my man Anton Daniels.
Praises.
I'm not sure you're familiar with Anton Daniels, but he actually has a popular YouTube channel and platform in the space as well. And I'm gonna read this comment, especially because he shows so much love with this $100 super chat. But he says, love the show, but this is hilarious. Great platform. Love the simping. We gotta open up the phone lines, man.
Some shade.
He saw us that shade.
There's some shade coming on here.
I hope you're hearing this right now. I hope you at the studio, because I will be very curious to bring you up on the call and get your perspective on this. Because go ahead.
No, go ahead. No, yeah, absolutely.
Can we speak on this real quick for a second, please?
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Lionel, go ahead. Pull up that look. Initiation hotline. It's time to go ahead. I'm gonna go ahead and let's put the link in there. Y'all come on up. I want Anton in here to come up here and chop it up with us here. Just to give listen, I want mature men.
Yes.
If you can maturely have a conversation with and you disagree, I'm okay with that. And any ladies that are currently in or have had a 50-50 situation, I want you to be able to come up here as well.
And tell us what it looks like. Tell us what concerns, what questions that you have for y'all. I know a lot of y'all are dating men trying to figure out which philosophy or which structure is the best, which one you're going to sign up to. I know it's women that are currently in relationships that are having issues with the philosophy that they have agreed to, committed to. Even some of those women have accepted a ring on their finger on the philosophy that they completely disagree with. And I just generally know is men that are not fans of this particular philosophy that Yada is putting down. So only this thing. And we don't want you to come up here if you don't have no talking points behind what you stand on.
Yeah, so
otherwise you just a troll.
Yes.
Please don't come on here and be uneducated, because we're gonna kick you off.
We need your age, your location, and I want the perspective brief. And listen, y'all, you know we say it brief and brilliant. Ryan, I went ahead and put that in the chat. I put that in the chat for you. So you guys come in. I need your cameras on, because I'm only gonna bring people up that got the cameras on, got their lighting together, and are prepared to speak. So go ahead, guys, and come on in here. It is video. You know, the initiation hotline is video. We got the link in the chat. Ryan is about to pin it. I dropped it in here a few times. You click that link, you come and put your name, and I will bring you on stage, and we'll have a conversation.
We gotta have
meantime,
drop that hotline blink again. I love that, man. Drop that Drake.
I know when that hotline blink.
So here's what we're gonna do. Let's get while people are coming in here, let's go ahead and take another super chat, because we gotta. Matter of fact, I'm gonna shout out Crystal here. Shout out to Crystal. Is that Galderici? I say Galderici.
I see that. Yeah. Look, we got the Espanol going in the Spanish name.
Queens are the second most powerful piece on the board. Her main job is to protect the king. I know many may not agree, and it is okay. Big shout out.
Yeah, just a lot of comments going in. Shout out to Lady K's Kitchen, highly blessed. Shout out to K2. Shout out to Qualamia Collins, or it could be Kayla Maya, depends if you're from East Atlanta or not. Shout out to Sha T. Shout out to Kiana Channel, Key, Kara, Michelle, Crystal, Anthony, everybody joining the YouTube membership, the Initiate family. And shout out to Jalayla Allen. I don't know if y'all seen that episode, but I think it was it Pimpin' Ken that we had on the show?
Yeah.
We had Jalayla calling. Was that the same show?
No. That was Dr. Darius Daniels.
She called Dr. Darius Daniels episode. This
big
young lady is 20 years old watching the platform.
That's a little sis.
And I'm gonna be honest with you, Jalayla. This might be a 20-year-old question right here. Let me ask this question real quick. What would you suggest? Shout out to Jalayla. What would you suggest for a couple where the woman works but the man stays at home? What would you say about? See, that's what he's
That's embarrassing.
So basically, what would you say about the dynamic in the terms of how he can still present himself as masculine? Is that even possible? Is it possible to be masculine and be?
That's the house
full
husband.
time. The house husband.
Honestly, the house husband.
I mean, I used to work at Old Navy, so I used to be able to hit that perfect fold. So maybe they can hit the perfect fold. You know what I'm saying? They had on shirts and the socks laid out. Is that cool? That's not cool?
Oh man, oh crazy, bro.
The funny thing is, let me tell you, I know it's about to go down. My man Anton, I think he just came up in here. So what we're gonna do is I'm actually gonna bring Anton
Shout out
to the stage.
Influencers who taking part of this conversation, which I really love.
All praises, dude.
That's a platform for you where just in the chat.
Anton, welcome to the platform. The Harley Initiative,
what up, my friends? What's going on?
What up, Anton?
What's happening?
You got you calling us simps on the platform? Come on, man. That's not how we start the relationship.
He got to try to hit us with a compliment sandwich.
Come on now.
I love y'all, y'all simps.
No, a lot of the conversations that y'all been having lately is based off of simp behavior. I think that you can have both. I think that you can both be incredibly masculine, but I don't like the idea how we trying to diminish the value of men when you're trying to compare them to or have a conversation based off of relationships. You can have both. You can have incredibly masculine men. But well, let's start here. First of all, I don't even understand the whole idea of 100-0, 50-50. None of that even makes sense. It's supposed to be 100-100. Okay, you're supposed to be given 100% of everything that you have as a man and as a woman into a relationship. What is this 60-40, 50-50? Men pay for 100% of it. Women have always worked. Now, they may have not always brung in resources specifically into a household, but a woman has always worked. And in a society where you're talking about we've advocated for equal, and then we're not including into the conversation and inherent risks that come along with, or all of the problems that come along with family court. When you're talking about women that advocate against family court, but then at the same time are advocating for a man to operate in a traditional role, which one do you want? Do you want to bring in resources? Because let's be very clear, unless a woman is having multiple children and she's raising those children prior to those children becoming students and going to school full time, or she's homeschooling them, the majority of women that have children going to school full time and that are not working are not doing anything inside of their households. They are often at times waiting for men at the finish line and then saying, what is it that you can do as far as being a man in order to cover me? But then they're not actually adding additional value into the conversation by then adding value into the man, because a woman's inherent role is to be a helpmeet, meaning that she has to fall under the vision of a man. So to completely absolve them of the responsibility that comes along with what it takes in order to be a wife. See, we keep talking about what men are. Men are inherently leaders. And we're not talking about what it takes or what you're supposed to be vetting for a wife, right? Because women are not even supposed to be dating. The problem in these conversations is that people don't even really understand what courting means. They don't understand what it means in order to find a wife. And as a person that's been married for over 20 years, and my entire family is married. All three of my brothers have never found divorce. My father, until his untimely demise, was married all the way up until he passed away in 2017. And then my mother found another husband that's very similar to him. All 9 of my uncles have never gotten divorced from their wives. I think that there's a blueprint to what it takes in order to be successfully married, but we're not having the conversation in truth because we're so busy trying to hold men accountable when we're not really understanding the dynamics by which people are dating, because you're not supposed to be dating in order to find a wife in the first place. So very few people really understand what it means to actually be married, and very few people understand what it means to actually be successfully married, because there's a difference.
Hold tight, Anton, because you got something. You can listen. You firing off the points. But I'm very curious to hear what Yada has to say about the comments that you just made. Then I got a question for you, Anton.
All I can say first is, man, all praises is due completely to the Most High. It's just sad that when a man is a provider for a woman he loves and his children, takes care of his home, removes her worries, and tells brothers, hey, I believe if you say you love a woman and she's your woman, you should provide for her. It's called simping. I don't even think these brothers know the definition of simping. I think they might need to Google it. Can we Google simping right now?
Let's take a look at it. We're gonna take a look at it. Hold tight, Anton.
Definition for simping?
It has to be. And I'm gonna be the researcher here.
All right, yeah. So let's actually look at it right now.
Oh man, I got
we about to pull this up.
My Philippine search engine coming up. Help me out over here, Ty.
I think it says for simp definition. Wow, this is Merriam-Webster. To show excessive devotion to or longing for someone or something. think that's what I see here.
Excessive devotion.
Wikipedia got a simp is internet slang term describing someone who shows excessive sympathy and attention toward another person. Typically, someone who does not reciprocate the same feelings in pursuit of a sexual relationship.
Now, see, I think that might be the key.
Is that now ask the brothers again. They using words, and we're gonna keep moving, but they're using words which they don't understand. Now a brother can say he's been married for 20 years. I know brothers have been married for 50 years, but when I talk to their wives, they're highly, highly, highly broken, upset, and depressed. I'm not sure who this brother is. I've never heard of him before in my life, but he sounds bitter. He sounds like he's been brokenhearted. Maybe the first person he ever loved hurt him, or he watched his father emotionally abuse his mother. And the reason why I say that, because if a woman's been married for as long as his mother has been married to her father, why would she get remarried? Something about that just doesn't add up. We repeat dysfunction. We say, my father has been married. I've been married. My brothers are married. That means nothing. I know a lot of dysfunctional married couples. The problem is these men don't got no money. And that's the real thing they should say. I'm broke. I'm trying to get my bag up, and this is what it is. You can't come at a man that's wealthy. You can't come at wealthy man that went for the race, but for the trophy. Now we got the trophy and we're dancing and we're saying, ha, 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 ha. We got diamonds and gold on our trophy, and you're looking at yours and your trophy falling apart. Something ain't right with that, brother.
See, and these is ad hominem attacks because instead of him speaking to it, see, the difference is that my mother was widowed. It was an unfortunate accident that ultimately met her demise. The guy that she wound up marrying was a guy that literally walked in because she was working for me. See, I am wealthy. It's a difference, right? I'm not. No. Let me be very clear. I'm not speaking as a man under duress.
Hold on.
Right?
Anton, let me ask you this.
We're gonna go there tonight because see, he's not speaking to the point.
Anton,
he's speaking to a person.
Listen,
it's a different
Anton,
dynamic here.
Anton, listen, we want to keep you on. I want to get some context. You mentioned the multiple marriages in your family. Your family has a lineage of successful marriages, is what you're communicating. Was there a specific structure, financial structure, that was taught to you to be able to run a successful household, or is it each of those marriages could be potentially operating on whatever they individually believe in?
What do you mean by each of those? It is a blueprint by which we live, right?
So what is
because well, let's be clear. My wife hasn't worked for the last 15 years for somebody else, but she very much works for me, and she works very, very hard for me, and she is the beneficiary of my greatness. So let's be very, very clear. We're not talking about living under duress here. Right. He's speaking to a specific demographic, but that's not my story. When I speak out of abundance, and I speak biblically also. Right. And a woman is supposed to be a helpmeet. She is not supposed to be moving based off of what she thinks makes sense. She's supposed to be falling up under the vision of the man that then leads her. Right. But if you're simping, because simp is a word and it does have a meaning, and there's additional context to be added to it, similar to if you want to define friendship, it's not entirely encompassed based off of what you read the definition to be.
But Anton,
it's additional context to be added into that. And if we really take into consideration,
Anton, we're confused because you're saying that you've been in a relationship for quite some time.
I've been married.
You've been married
for 19 and a half years.
For 19
Not in a relationship. Married since I was 22 years old. Nobody ever hurt me before.
I understood. And 15 of those years, you said that you've pretty much been 100% providing for your wife. No.
I said she hasn't worked for somebody else. Once my child, okay, so this was the dynamic. When I got married, my wife was working full time, right? And in addition to that, she was shooting in the gym, because when we had these conversations, we have to speak to the majority, not the minority. Majority of people that get married, and you do not have to have an abundance of resources in order to get married. The majority of the people that are looking to get married are not millionaires like me and Yada, right? So the difference is that the fact that she did get up under my vision, because two people can pull 10 times their weight versus people looking at it as a 50-50 relationship. What did you bring and what did you bring? we've managed to build wealth and then build a legacy that allows for me to be able to never have my daughter ask for student loans, right? But here was the key. When she had my daughter, we decided that she was going to be a full-time mother until my daughter became old enough to be able to go to school full-time. After that point,
wait, hold tight.
Mhm.
Because I understand that. I want to get an idea of what is your current philosophy to maintain the most healthy relationship. Is it 50-50 or is it
100? If she has the ability to work, she should. Because every woman, listen, I'm in a position to where I can leverage her talents much more effectively than an employer could. But if a woman has the ability to work and her kids are going to school full time, she should be working. And she should be bringing 100% of her resources into the household. No man should have it to where you paying the majority of the bills and then she can do whatever it is that she want to do with her money. It's one pot. It's one pot.
Okay, so Anton, because I understand what you're saying, but I am a bit because Yada, are you not saying the same thing? Are you saying that, hey, if your woman is going to work, she's going to work with you
for the family,
right?
Yeah.
No,
can I say something, please?
Yeah, of course.
You know, and I'm not sure who this brother is, and you know, I hear his passion. You know, I hear it. But when he speaks about his wife, he speaks about her like she's an item. She works for me. She's up under me. No, that's not how the family dynamic is. And then he's saying, well, you're a millionaire. I'm a millionaire. When I wasn't a millionaire, I took care of my woman 100%. Without finances, I lived in my lane. And that's the topic of the conversation. I can stay in my lane. All the brothers can stay in their lanes. And it should be like Antoine, that's able to, his wife have children and she's able to stay home while he provides for everything. That is the goal. He's saying exactly what I'm saying. Matter of fact, he's living exactly what I'm saying, but yet calling it simping.
No, I'm not. I'm not living what you're saying.
No,
because I wasn't able to finish the point. The point was that when we have these conversations based off of what
Anton, heads up, just be brief and brilliant with this because we want to get a
I got you.
So go ahead.
I love you, brother.
And I love you too. And I think that we should be able to have conversations to where we provide differences of opinions. And sometimes it's going to be similar and sometimes it's going to overlap. But it doesn't have to necessarily be toxic, right? We just kicking it, right? But here's the thing. When we speak to these conversations about relationships, we are in a different dynamic to where we have a certain level of net worth that allows for us to really be able to live in a different space to where our wives don't necessarily have to go and work for somebody else. But the overwhelming majority of the population, including Black people specifically, you need two incomes in order to even build up that nest egg or be working towards something specific that allows for you to then divest yourself or allow for her to then work for you or to not have to work for somebody else in order for you to be able to survive, right? And so what I believe, similar to what he was saying, is a healthy relationship is if you have children that are old enough to go to school full time, she needs to be working and not necessarily just for you because you may not even be in a position to where she can work for you yet. She needs to be going out, getting resources, going to work full time and bringing 100% of those resources back into the household for him to manage.
Now,
and when he manages those,
brother, hold on, brother, that sounds like a prostitute and a pimp, brother. That sounds like a prostitute.
It's not.
Let me say something.
And look, we're gonna
and this is why it's the difference.
And we're gonna hear about it. Anton, listen, we're gonna let you go on this one. We're gonna let Yada close this one out. But before we let Yada close it out, I just got one question for you, Anton. Yes or no? Is it fair to hold men to the expectation that it should be 50-50 until they're able to produce 100% of the finances? Is that fair?
No.
Wow.
Okay.
Yo, Anton, look, first of all, I appreciate you for coming up here and having a respectful conversation, brother. Much love to you, okay?
Yeah, God bless you. And also, I have nothing against him specifically. It's just certain talking points that I may disagree with. That's it.
No,
first off, Anton, we know you're mature, brother. It's all good. Yeah, ain't no love
love,
lost. We appreciate you for coming through.
Appreciate you,
I
brother.
see y'all.
All right, brother.
You know, it's beautiful that, you know, brothers are able to come and articulate themselves as well as that brother did about his opinion. It's just he's not living what he's talking about. And if a man's not practicing what he's preaching, that's a problem. And I'm saying this to all the brothers listening. Brothers, before you get a woman, make sure you're right. Now, if you're in a relationship, and this is what I would do, because I didn't start taking care of my wife when I became a millionaire. I took care of my wife as soon as she said she was mine. That means I stayed in my lane. I couldn't live in the big house. I had to get a house I could afford by myself. I couldn't get the nice car. I had to get a car that I could afford by myself.
Yeah.
I handle it. Has nothing to do with a dollar amount. I know men right now that's working at Wendy's and construction and taking care of his whole family. Wendy's and construction. So can't nobody say the only way we can provide for our families by being millionaires. To the average man, if you want to be wealthy, if you want to be where Antoine is, that's able to take care of his wife after she has children, you have to get yourself together. You have to make sure that you're willing to go hard for your family. And this is what I suggest you do. If you have a woman you love and you know she has a great mind and she's a great nurturer and she's loyal and she loves you, I want you to say, baby, if it's possible, can you please stay home? And if I have to work 1 job, 2 jobs, 3 jobs to provide, I'm going to focus on providing, you focus on nurturing this business. And if you stay down with me, I stay down with you, and I handle my job 100%, which is a provider, and you handle your job 100%, that's a nurturer. These things came from God, not yada. I didn't choose these roles for y'all. God did. If you nurture the children and the business, we will be in a whole different position in 24 months. Men, you have to go hard. You don't need a woman to help you with your job. Your job is to provide.
Guys, by the way, if you're backstage right now, I need you in the backstage private chat to let me know exactly what it is. Just give me a sentence about what it is you want to communicate. I want ladies that have had an or are currently in an experience right now with a 50-50 brother. I had one, be brief and brilliant and tell me, or a brother that has a comment. And actually, the brothers are coming up tonight. I actually got another brother that I'm about to bring here to the stage now.
Bring him on in a second.
We got he's already on here. My bad.
Okay, cool.
We got Kendall Ficklin on here. What's up with you, my brother?
What's happening, bros? How y'all doing, man?
K2, what's good?
K2, what's up, brother? What's your thoughts on this 50-50 situation here, man?
Man, you know, bro, we kind of had this conversation on, you know, one of our episodes before, you know, when they dragged me through the mud all over social media about it. I don't agree. 50-50 to me, I'm agreeing with Yoda's point. My thing is,
Yoda, he's a wise one. He is a wise one.
Bro,
Oh, praises.
like facts. Like at the end of the day, as a man, there's certain responsibilities that you have. See, we're talking in terms of people talk in terms of duty. They use these different buzzwords, but at the end of the day, the word is responsibility, bro. Like it's your responsibility and your job to provide 100%. Period. And we got to stop complaining as men. It's always a complaint with dudes like, oh, well, she don't do this. Bro, you got to focus on being the man. Somebody was in the chat talking about what if she don't do this and she don't do that? What she does has nothing to do with the responsibility that you have, that has been bestowed upon you as a man, period. Which is provision. You talking about finances, emotional, spiritual, and at the end of the day, you got to know your numbers, bro. You don't got to be rich to take care of your wife, bro. I'm 32. I've been taking care of my wife since I was 19 years old, bro.
Oh, crazy.
19, dog. I got 4 kids and I'm 33. She ain't worked in I don't know how long. I don't remember. The goal is to give your wife, your woman, the option, bro. It's the option. We ain't trying to determine what they do with their life. We are trying to give them the option as a man to say, look, babe, if you want to work, you go work somewhere that you gonna love what you're doing, as opposed to going somewhere that you hate where you at. Ain't no other man about to be feeding my wife, bro, at the end of the day. And my wife, at the end of the day, you're not gonna go work for somebody. Let's go push you to build something of your own so that she can start tapping into her greatness. At the end of the day, bro, dudes is so I'm gonna keep the language low. You know how I talk, bro. But
Keep it clean, K2. Keep it clean,
clean, bro. I'm
K2.
trying to keep it clean because I see what type of time y'all on these days. You see what I'm saying? So keep it clean, right? But look, dog, at the end of the day, dudes be real lazy, so weak. All of these words, dog. And at the end of the day, y'all need to tighten up, bro. Stop worrying about what the woman is doing and handling business as a man. At the end of the day, let's be real. At the end of the day, dog, if you didn't have a woman, you still got to pay your rent. You still got to pay your rent with your mama. Like, what are we talking about, dog? Like, what are we really talking about?
Hey, let me tell you something.
K2.
That was on K2 chest for a minute.
Listen, let the mic cool off. K2, listen. Hey, listen, we love you, brother. I appreciate you coming up on here giving your piece, okay?
And listen,
Love you, bro. Love y'all, man. Y'all be good.
Love you too, bro. Nobody else call in with a testimony like that. We know that Negro.
Yeah.
That's the homie. That's the homie. And he's really about that. And
Man,
he's from he's multiple generations of successfully ran
His father
families.
is Kendall Ficklin, in which we had on here. So as you can see, what happens when a strong man is your pops.
Right.
That's the product. And that man literally, yes, he got married as a
And
teenager.
he got hella babies. Like how many?
4
yeah,
babies.
He got hella babies.
He said it. 4 babies.
But see, this is the
Wife
thing.
is dope,
A
too.
lot of people's not understanding 50-50 and a dollar amount is a mental state. Because we just heard a millionaire say, nah, well, his wife doesn't work. I don't get how he
Nah, he
believes in 50-50.
He actually is not 50-50.
Well, and
Nah.
see, I wanted to talk about that too because Anton is a very successful YouTuber, and I'm sure he does a multitude of other things, just like all of us.
Definitely.
And I believe him when he says he take care of his household and he putting it down.
I believe him.
Now the thing is, though, he's saying even though I do this, the average man might not be able to. So I do think he's having some level of sympathy for the average man.
But again, it's a mental state. The only reason he can even subscribe to that train of thought is because his father probably did that. Because if his father didn't do that, and he's saying the man's the leader, and he's talking biblical, clearly there's some biblical stuff missing. But he's saying biblically, I know his father's the one that gave him that form of information. Now, again, I'm not saying there's nothing wrong with men being 50-50. You're just not gonna have a peaceful life. Yeah, when you're sick and you're tired and you're old, your woman now, she's not there to rub your butt. When I say butt, I'm talking about now you're elderly, you can't wipe your own butt.
Right.
Now you're in some old person's home getting abused and getting robbed while I'm 60 years old, still looking young, and my woman taking care of me. It's a different form of peace. The home has to be peaceful. And when a man's able to make sure this woman is right, the woman going to do things for him that he can't imagine. But most men have never experienced a woman truly dwelling in her feminine. So it's foreign. They can't understand the blessings that we receive.
They don't even know what's on the other side.
They can't comprehend it. Then they see a man like me or the brother that was just on the phone saying, man, I don't care. This is what it is. Stop complaining because, man, we reaping the benefits.
Man, it's tricky because it's at some point. This is the thing, you tell a kid, they can do whatever, they can be whatever they want to be. Now we grown now, right? Well, we're talking to adults. All of a sudden, when we're talking to adults, we don't tell them, hey, even though you 50, 40, 30, you can still be whatever you want to be. We say, hey, since you're average, we're gonna change the rules for the average people. Is it? Do you think? I mean, is it too harsh? Is that too harsh? Should we communicate to the average guy that, hey, suck it up, do the work, or should we change the message?
Imagine this. Imagine guys saying, protector, not protector, provider, not provider, just an average Joe. What makes a man average? Every man has the same ability to do the same things. Some men are just lazy. Some men rather complain, and some men watch their fathers work the heck out of their mothers.
Yeah.
Come on, when a man says, I work for me, rather than us and the family, something's wrong with this, man. You can't tell me with a mental state like that, your woman's at peace. It's impossible. It's impossible, man.
So, man, first of all, backstage is piling up back here.
Okay, listen,
I really want,
no.
I want you to go ahead and do your thing. Do your thing.
Yeah.
Did you have any announcements before we go into this next question?
No. So shout out. I mean, I got a lot of announcements, but I don't want to keep it on because we just hot right now. Let me see how many people we got in the chat. Shout out to TW for doubling up on the super chats. Shout out to J Renee. Shout out to TW for also joining the initiates, and shout out to Wild Ones. And we got Ikene. When are you gonna join the family, man? When are you gonna become an initiate? He says this chat room tells me that most of the women here are single because they won't listen to men. Wow. You know what? Kenny, it's kind of crazy because Kenny, he's been following us for a long time. He's definitely a supporter. He watches the episodes. He supports us financially as well. But Kenny, he really doesn't seem to have faith that women will truly be open to listening and even catering to a man.
So let me give him the gem.
And that's an assumption that I'm making.
But listen to me. See, a woman is never masculine around masculine men. A man that has to say a woman doesn't listen, a woman doesn't do this, a woman doesn't do that. You should ask yourself why. I just never seen it. I've never seen it in my life. But most men are not willing to put in that internal work. It's something wrong with you. If you're even attracting a woman that doesn't listen to you, there's something wrong with you.
You got laughing in the background right here. It's going in.
We got all kind of stuff going on because this is different. The message is crazy. It's hitting. I mean, the chat is going crazy.
So we almost got. By the way, we just hit 2,000 people in the chat right now. It's 2,000 people in here watching live. What I need everybody to do, we only got 500 likes. I need everybody to smash that great thumbs up because that's what's going to tell YouTube to send this out because people need to be up in here receiving this message today.
And we're an hour and a half in. Yada, how you feeling, man?
Man, I feel blessed, brother.
Okay, good.
First of all, you know this brother's diet is incredible. He got
stamina. He got that stamina.
His stamina is great.
Shout out to KN, Shanae, Randall, and Janelle for all sending over those super chats. And special shout out to Janelle, who just hit 5 months of membership.
Ooh, man.
I mean, at 6 months, you get
one
the
of the
badge.
OGs.
One of the OGs.
We only been doing this for 5 months in the membership. So shout out to you.
Yeah, it's big. She's day one. She's day one. Definitely. And guys, we are going, listen, we are planning so many things for the YouTube membership because, I mean, I guess at the point we got to 500, we just started getting emailed at least every other day, sometimes multiple times a day about the wonderful things that you guys would like to see a part of the membership. Me and Tyshawn are not only working on those things, but we're going to put things in place for the community to act, the community members, the ones that's been supporting us the longest and the hardest to be in leadership roles within the community. So we're working all of that out. So be patient with us.
Be patient. So what I'm going to do right now is I'm going to go ahead and bring one of our listeners to the stage. I think I got Dira. Help me out with your name pronunciation, sweetheart. What's your name?
My name is Dira.
It's Dira.
Yes.
All right, thank you, Dara, for go ahead and get situated. Get stationed. If you can, while we got Yada here, I want you to give me your location, your age, and give me your question.
Give us some softness too, because the fellas was going hard.
I am 42. I'm in New Jersey, Jersey City, and what was the other one?
And your question. So you're 32, and make sure your hand is not over your mic because you sound a little muffled, and I want to make sure we get good sound from you. So you're 32. You're from New Jersey.
I'm 42.
42. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Yeah. And okay, so I have been with my partner for 9 years.
Hold on, wait. We got some background noise. There, listen, you got to be ready when you come up here. It's 2,000 people up in this joint here. We got to get to it.
I'm ready. Okay. I have been with my partner for 9 years, and we've been splitting the bill 50-50 ever since we moved in together.
I'm sorry. Listen, Dara, I'm sorry. I can't hear you, so I need you to go ahead, get your sound right. Get backstage, and I'm gonna let you back up. Okay.
I think it's just the reception in the hallway in the building that she might be in.
No, I'm sorry. Listen, I need y'all to go ahead and have the sound right and be ready when you come up to the stage.
And sometimes we don't get it right, but that's okay. We not listen. We here with y'all, so we could bring her back up. But get it right, and then we're gonna get you back on.
You backstage. I want you to go ahead and in that chat, that private chat, put your question or your testimony. I got Alexis coming to the stage. Alexis, what's up with you, girl?
Oh, hi, how are you?
You didn't even listen, it's happening fast. Y'all be ready backstage.
It is. I'm ready. I was taking notes. I just want to thank you guys for your platform. Yada, thank you so much for saying it like it is and how it was designed to be. Okay.
Yes. So hold on, wait. Make sure you start with your age and location before you give me your question.
I am in Memphis and I'm 30.
Okay.
Shout out Memphis. All right, go ahead.
Yes. So my question is, how do I position myself to be attracting better? Because I was in or I had to leave a man with a 50-50 mindset. And unfortunately, I had invested too much time, too much energy, and on my way out, discovered that I had a baby on the way. So I feel like I have to learn how to co-parent with someone with that mindset. And then two, how do I not make the same mistake?
You have to truly understand your value. You have to fall so deep in love with yourself that nothing else matters. You have to heal from any form of childhood trauma. Because when we're traumatized as children, we start to attract that into our adulthood, and we start to attract men, as you're a woman, you're attracting a man that reflects majority of, or not all of, your childhood traumas. So everything first starts with you. Love you, put yourself first, Because when you put yourself first, you're putting your child first. But if you put something above you, you're going to put your child last, and that's not what you want. So just love yourself and prepare. Just get yourself right. Work out, meditate, pray, whatever it is you need to do for yourself. But love on yourself.
I appreciate that. I have definitely been on that path, and I can say that it's been very smooth. I appreciate that.
Okay, since I love you, okay?
Much love, Alexis. Thank you so much. Okay?
Shout out to Memphis, baby. Yeah. Y'all know who that is. Yeah. We gotta get that young Dolph soundbite in here, man.
So check it out. The next person I want to bring up here, we have a loyal hardly initiated listener here.
Who we got coming up?
Stephanie coming to the platform. Stephanie, what is popping with you? Oh, Stephanie, hold on. You're on mute. Make sure you get your sound right. You got to make sure you add your sound to the joint.
Add your sound. She's smiling at what? Stephanie, ready?
Look, you ready? There you
ready.
go.
Let's go. What up, Stephanie?
What's up, Stephanie? Hello. How are you doing?
We doing good.
Blessed, Stephanie. We are blessed. How you doing?
I am great. My name is Stephanie. I am in Houston, Texas, and I'm 51.
Oh, that's beautiful.
I love
That's
Houston.
beautiful. Give me your question, Steph.
Well, I don't really have a question. I have more of a comment. So It's funny that we're having this conversation because I just started a podcast, and I started with my children, and we had this very same conversation. I have two girls, 26 and 21. The 26-year-old just got married. And when I say just got married, this young man found my daughter, moved from Dallas to Oklahoma, proposed to her in June, got married in July. He has thanked me and said, thank you so much for the way that you raised her. He said, I was a 50-50 nigga until I met your daughter and I fell in love.
Oh, pray. I said,
all praise.
So let me tell you something. What he was talking about and saying it makes a difference. A man cannot say, I love you and still, be acting some kind of way, be on the fence. It is very true. We just had this conversation 2 days ago. I will also tell you that as far as like doing 50-50, I don't like it because it keeps score. It keeps score. And when you keep score, you pit that person against you. You become enemies. And it's so small and it takes place. And before you know it, you're resentful, like you were saying with the brother that needed to have his $12.50 reimbursed. I was like, $12.50, really? $12.50? You gotta be kidding me.
50-50.
I mean, you just and so when you pit each other, if you become adversaries, you can't have a successful marriage where you're constantly fighting against each other. And we know what the definition of love is, right? Love is patient, love is kind. The other part of that is that it keeps no record of wrong. So if you're doing 50-50, you keeping a record.
Definitely.
If you're keeping a record, it can't be love, especially if you're that petty. It just can't be. Now, the other part of that, and I'm gonna be through, is that yes, a woman. I mean, I'm single, I'm divorced, I'm single, and I am looking. But I will say that my ex, even he misses those things that I provided that you were talking about. So not everyone deserves it. Not everyone even recognizes it until it's gone.
Definitely.
So here's the other part of that is that, yes, I do believe as a woman who is very traditional, raised my daughters and I worked, and for 2 years even ran a business full time.
Beautiful.
Now, my ex was a provider. I will never take that from him. He was not a good husband, but he was an excellent provider. We never wanted for anything. biblically in the Proverbs 31 passage, it talks about her buying, going out, buying and selling and buying property. She doesn't have to work, but I think it's good for a woman to work because she needs to have some identity for herself. It also does, in terms of her going out and buying, like the way that I read it is that she's handling business. She's buying and selling property. She's investing. She is helping with the household. Another part of helping with the household, it goes into the
Hold tight,
community.
Stephanie, hold
Yeah,
tight
Steph, you're
now.
going- you're
Hold
going-
tight now.
Like, Steph, listen,
She trying to be co-host right now.
Look, Steph, listen, we love you.
We love you,
We
Stephanie.
appreciate you.
Oh,
But go ahead.
praise.
We're gonna get these listeners up, our other initiates up in here
Stephanie
as well.
has
Okay.
a beautiful smile. Stephanie, we appreciate you. We love you.
Thank you, guys.
She was about to preach on here.
She's about to go in.
She's going
First
in.
off, she's fresh off the conversation, which shows you how relevant this conversation is. And she's having a conversation with her two beautiful daughters, trying to teach them the game, trying to teach them the right way and how to get a man. And she found connection at 26. I mean, it's tough to find connection for this young lady to find connection at 26. And for Stephanie to have the influence over her daughter, her father, whoever the father is, Miss Stephanie, over her daughter, and then her daughter to have such a influence and impact on her now husband is really phenomenal.
It's a beautiful thing because a good woman will naturally elevate a good man. Naturally. Now, if a woman is pouring into a man and a man ain't pouring back, we already know what type of man we dealing with.
Yeah, because you could see it, because she did say that brother had, the 50-50 ideology prior to actually meeting her daughter. Stephanie, put in the chat, I want to know, what was it that your daughter did to change his ideology? I want to hear. I know the ladies want to know that one too. So drop that one in the chat for everybody.
And see, you got a mix of what's being stated. We saying 50-50 mindset, 50-50 ideology, 50-50 structure. But what it truly is, right? I guess, is it both, or is it really just the financial structure of how finances or financial responsibilities take care of?
You know what she just said? She said something. She said, my ex-husband was an amazing provider, but see, men have to understand that if you want to be 100% man, you have to be 100% on every level. It can't just be financially itself, because if you're financially providing, but you're not adding the emotional, spiritual, and the mental, that's a 50-50 man. You're just a 50-50 man with money.
Man, first of all, speaking of this, so shout out to Dyra. Was it Dyra or Dira that came up here? Look, excuse me if I mispronounce your name, but she actually put in here the situation because we couldn't get the sound right.
Okay.
But she actually communicated this. She said, I've been in a relationship for 9 years. We split every bill, both working full time. I do everything else in the house, the kids, the cooking, the cleaning, the nurturing, buying, the baking, cooking the bacon, and cleaning up after. We haven't been on a date in 4 years. He's on the phone with his friends all day long, but we don't text or talk much. When I express to him that, he robs me of the joy I have in taking care of him and the house. I'm taking care of him in the house. He says he says if we have sex, it will prompt him to give me what I want. Wow.
Listen again. And this is that pimp mentality. This 50-50 thing is a pimp's mentality. We go back to what Anton said. She works for me. She works for me. She works for us, or she works for the family. Now, this man, she's saying, I'm doing everything. I want to give him this. I want to do this. I'm taking care of the children. I'm working. But he's saying he will treat me better. He will give me attention if I sleep with him. Clearly, she's tired.
Oh, yeah.
Clearly, she's depressed. Clearly, she's stressed. She's suffering from forms of anxiety, and she is in a relationship with her personal enemy.
To be honest,
and first off, I think you probably hit the nail on the head with that one. At that point, you do become an enemy to the woman.
Come on, man.
Yeah,
you are literally preventing her from
being great.
But see, what ends up happening, though, it actually backfires on you as a man, because when your woman is in that place and that resentment starts to build and the disrespect starts to grow, what ends up happening is you end up coming home to a home that is chaos,
empty too,
not peace, not peaceful, not loving. Like the environment, the energy that the woman is supposed to help create and cultivate in that home, the culture of, listen, it's not there.
No, and as I'm saying, if we look at the divorce rate, it's more women filing for divorce, but the men aren't asking why. They're not asking why. And the first thing these I don't want to be disrespectful.
Hey, you can
What
take your time to breathe.
what these 50-50 brothers are asking for is a woman to put their whole well-being on stand, and not just theirs, but also the children. So you're putting everybody on pause. This is a devilish mentality, because if it was great, if it was divine, if it was natural, the whole house would be at peace. Everybody. But they're not. And then when you look at the woman, we say, oh, she's complaining. Man, she's not built to go through what we built to go through. We don't love the way she loved. We don't work hard like she worked hard. We different. I can come home, right? My children come, they're beautiful and they're laughing and they're joking. But 10 minutes of just sitting down, I'm like, oh my goodness, how she deal with this? And she's just walking around, he. I'm like, man, I'm not wired to be that. And she's not wired to be what I am. We're forcing women into positions, and then we're not even kind enough to say, thank you. We're not even kind enough to say, here's some roses. She said he doesn't even text me, but he's on his phone all day. I just want to say, who is he texting? Does he hide his phone under his pillow? Something ain't right.
Wow. And Lano, I want to make sure you highlight Tony Pruitt, who sent over the super chat, as well as Jennifer Morales, and make sure you put KN's. KN, she like, look, I've been down for 5 months too.
Oh, KN, much love. That's our moderator, man. We love KN.
Okay, you already know what's up.
And this might be one of the last ones I do right here. But
yeah, but make this the last one, because I still think of some angles. And plus, listen. First off, listen. We first. I don't know if guys listen. Please, whenever we have a guest, just ask them to stay for the full 3, because we never actually tell the guests until they show up. Okay? Now, Tyshawn and I got to get better at that, but because the live show is still new to our esteemed guests, we got to finesse them sometimes.
We got to. And let me tell you, we got a Kenny on here. We never brought a Kenny up here.
Whoa.
We actually got
a Kenny. I want to bring a
Kenny up here.
Keep it clean, Kenny.
Listen, Kenny, look, I've seen enough of your comments to know that you might be a problem on this video. So
Kenny,
I want to make
be
sure
respectful. We're gonna shut you down.
I want to make sure we have a respectful, responsible discussion, whether we agree or not. But welcome to the platform, Kenny. Much love, brother.
He over there cracking up laughing.
Kenny, you got your sound on, brother? No,
yeah, I got my son on now. How you guys doing?
What's up, brother? Thanks for the support, man. Welcome to the show.
You're welcome, yo. Yeah, any day, anytime. So this is the
question, brother.
This is the problem. And I like this panel, the way it's going to be right now, just like it was with Antoine. A man supporting women and another man supporting men. I think that's how Antoine has always rolled. That's the same way I roll. I support men. It's all about men, black men thriving in the United States. As a businessman, I want to see us succeed, both in business and in family. But the problem is, and this is some problem I have with a lot of brothers, we talk about what do women need, what do women want, but we never have that discussion, what do men want? You got to understand one thing. There is no relationship without a man. A woman can do whatever she wants to do. Until a man says there is marriage, there is no marriage. Do we agree to that?
Yeah, go ahead, brother. Go ahead. Yes, we got you.
Okay. I hope we do agree to that, that when a man says there is a relationship, there is a relationship. So if you want to say 50-50, no 50-50, to me personally, there is no 50-50. There is 100-100. If I'm bringing anything into the house, which is my total income, my total energy, I expect my wife. I've been married for a while. I've had the same woman, I've been with her for the past close to 14 years. She has to bring every of her energy and wealth into the prosperity of that family. So all these 50-50, I understand, because guess what we have to know?
Kenny, quick question.
So
quick question.
He's passionate
because
about
I think we need to ask the same question. Do you think it's wrong to expect the brothers at some point to take full financial responsibility at some point in the relationship, for that to be the man's goal, to take full financial responsibility over the household at some point?
A man should always take 100% financial responsibility in his household because number one, that is his legacy.
Well, hold on, wait.
But no. What
Okay.
Kenny is saying,
okay,
is although he agrees with that, he says a big issue is only holding the men accountable. But I think his question is, or I can convert his question, what he's saying into a question, and y'all to answer this for us. What do the men who adopt this philosophy, mindset, ideology, financial structure, what should they get from their woman?
See, we have to, when we say 100, we have to understand first the positions of the man and the positions of the woman. And this goes back to what we said earlier. What is a man created to do? That's protect and provide. What is a woman created to do? Nurture. These are the divine laws. That's a woman doing 100% of nurturing, regardless if she's nurturing her business, nurturing the home, nurturing the man, nurturing the children. Her job is just to nurture. The man's job is to protect. That's 100. Now, if she's going out there working and bringing money back into the house, she's doing the job of providing as well.
So, Akene, look, first off, thank you so much for coming up here, brother. We see you in the chat all the time. I appreciate you for sharing with us.
Okay, well, wait, hold on. Akene, we can't let you slide, man. We better see you join that Initiate family because you support us and contribute to the engaging conversation so much. It's a shame that you are not yet increasing our male membership in the Initiate family.
We need the brothers in here.
We need that, Akene.
Yeah, I gotta be honest with you. You guys want me to tell you the truth?
Is it nice?
Is it gonna get us knocked off? As long as it don't get us on YouTube.
It's gonna be a real truth, a bitter truth, but a truth. I believe that a lot of men want to join this channel, but I gotta be honest with you. A lot of the women here are terrorists. Their mouth, like they go on men really, really bad. So I don't mind joining. Right? But most of the women are terrorists. I'm sorry.
Let it go. No.
Much love, brother.
It's so funny. Let him go.
Yeah.
It's so funny that he says that. But listen, this is the thing. We got this safe space of both men and women. I understand what Kenny is saying because we got some of our ladies be going slap ham in the chat, right? But the thing is, it's a safe space for all. So we have to understand, even as men, these ladies are not always going to communicate the same way we do. Sometimes they're going to be up in arms, and then 5 minutes later, they're like, I love you. You know what I mean? So
here's the reality, because Akene, because I've heard ladies that I like, trust me, absolutely disagree with on a lot of their philosophies, and they come in, and a lot of them talking from a place of hurt. And see, the thing about this platform is, due to the emails, the DMs, y'all got to understand, a lot of people, we're dealing with so much. And let me tell you, the reason I'm so happy that we decided to fully go and commit in this aspect and direction of relationships is because the reality of the situation is our deepest and core traumas are all connected to relationships.
Come on, brother.
Whether that's relationships that we have had as childhood, right, with our parents, with our family, with our friends, and especially that has affected the relationship that we have with ourselves.
Facts.
But the reality of it is, this is connected, what the conversations that we have, to our deepest traumas. So even when I'm thinking about 50-50, a brother that adopts that ideology, that's not even the core issue. That is the symptom of something that he experienced much earlier.
Definitely.
For him to now believe that is the best and most prosperous way to run his household.
Right.
For this brother to believe that she has to bring this money or we will fail as a family. She has to bring X amount of dollars or I am being taken advantage of as a man, or she is not doing her womanly duty. That's a symptom. It's something that you've experienced way earlier on to understand and believe that.
Right.
And I actually want to go into that. Actually brings me to my next point, because when we talking about it, I think a thing that brothers are a little, because I think it's gonna be some brothers that get converted watching this. Because I think a brother's gonna watch this and understand, because he may not just have been put on game or heard certain men have conversations in this way, and he might be like, man, but you know, what if hard times hit, right? Like, what if these things happen? And I want to talk about that part, because you've been married for some years now. So you've experienced the highs and lows of marriage. I want to ask you this. How does a brother communicate with his woman, or even should he communicate with his woman that he is experiencing financial turbulence at a point in his life?
I would tell brothers, first of all, if you chose a woman, you have to be honest completely. You have to understand the woman is the manager. And a lot of men might get upset with me. But if men made the money and gave the money to the women, I'm talking about your wives, women that you've been dedicated with, they're dedicated to you, they've been loyal to you. You hand that woman your money, and I promise you, you'll never go broke. I promise you.
The right woman.
Oh, exactly. The woman you chose, your wife.
Right.
Hopefully you chose the right wife.
Right.
But if you chose this woman, give that woman that money and let her nurture it. That's how we used to do it back in the day. We would work real hard and then we'd give the money to the woman. Now we thinking the woman gonna run off because we don't know how to choose women no more, because we don't know how to choose ourselves. That's what the person's struggling with. We're attracting ourselves in a physical form, and we're not liking what we're seeing. So I'm gonna say this too: proper preparation prevents poor performance. You always have to plan for rainy days. I don't care what's going on. I don't care what kind of job you have. Always put something to the side.
Yeah, I'm gonna be honest. One of my OGs, which one of my mentors in life, OG, you know, a big part of one of the most important masculine relationships in my life. He is 100%. He'll sit down here and 100% agree with everything. He was the first man to tell me that's how it needs to work. But he also said this. He had a little twist on what you stated.
Talk to me.
Because he was like, and he said he told his best friend this because his best friend went off and wanted to, you know, actually make a very scary decision in the family and leave his secure income to go off and, you know, go after this ambitious dream of having this business that he wanted. Things, of course, I think one of the biggest mistakes most business people have is they think the money gonna come faster than it actually comes. And he started experiencing that. And he ran into some turmoil. He told me that he told his, brother came and talked to him about the situation, and he needed some bread to float the mortgage for a couple of months. And he said he was about to talk to his wife about it, whatever the case is. So, you know, whether she take it out of, you know, her savings, whatever the case is, the money, him communicate that to her. And he told me that he communicated to him, yo, I don't care what happens. When that goes down, before you go to her and damage your trust or her trust in you, you come to me, you come to X, you come to Y. He started pointing out all the other homies, and you borrow the money from us first before you bring that storm to your woman.
So are you talking about asking her for money?
Well, communicating that you ran into some issues, financial issues, and now, you know, pretty much bringing that that concern to her.
Let me say this, and how that is can be termed very toxic, not talking to her. Because when men are not financially together, their mood changes. And she has to understand why the mood has changed. So she's not taking it personal. Men lack communication. Women are complaining because men do not know how to communicate. Not just when things are great, but when things are bad. You know, I went through this with my wife. I had hey babe, some things are going down right now. You know that car I got outside? I gotta go.
Right.
You know that motorcycle right there? That gotta go. That Rolex I got, that gotta go. But everything you got, you gonna keep. She respected me more. She's seen what I did for the family. She's seen what I sacrificed. She's seen the late nights I had to contemplate and move. She's my best friend. If your woman is not your best friend, you're with the wrong person. Women too. Women are getting in relationships with men, and women love from their souls. They love from all of them. And they get in with men that just utilize them in the most horrible ways. And that's why I told her, sister, you have to love yourself. But if you truly loved yourself, you'll love the woman you're with. So you'll be able to articulate, baby, it's not right here. Baby, things are slowed down. Baby, look, I love you. Don't worry. But if you see me stressed out, if you see me talking to myself, I might not want to be bothered for a few days.
Yeah.
She knows why. Now she ain't thinking you cheating. She ain't thinking, oh, you just walking around with an attitude for no reason. Communications rule nations. Remember, family is the first business. If you can't communicate with your board members, something's wrong.
Yo, Ryan, drop this poll because the ladies in here, I can tell this going to be polarizing.
Okay, let me get this one.
I want to know for the ladies, do you want your husband, we talking husband,
ladies only,
to communicate financial distress or handle it without you knowing a thing? I want to hear that because, see, I honestly like that concept of being able to come, break it down like it is, and be able to be honest 100% with my lady.
But you have to have a plan. You can't say, oh, baby, this is what's going on. Okay, babe, this is what's going on, but this is the plan.
Okay, that's the hidden gem right there. That's the hidden gem. See, because that's the part that people be missing out about this little vulnerability piece. Because you got to be strategic with the vulnerability.
Facts. Because she still has to trust your leadership. Because when a man is unable to provide, or he comes to his woman and saying, you know, baby, I'm messed up right now. A woman is a nurturer. She's a natural problem solver. So the first thing she's going to do is jump up. Okay, what we got to do?
Yeah.
No, baby, I got this. We going through some things right now. My mood might be off, but this is the plan.
Or even worse, what she jumps into is, see, I told you shouldn't have did that. I told you that you shouldn't have went ahead and started a business.
She'll only do that to a man that keeps leading her wrong. She's not going to do it to a man that's been successful, and then walk into a wall. That doesn't happen.
Right. That is very true. The brother who has a track record of success does get a different level of grace
without a question
in a relationship.
Without a question,
he gets even his idea to start a new business is not met with much abrasive energy.
If it doesn't make no sense whatsoever.
let me ask you this. I want to make sure I got it right, and let me know, Tyshawn.
Yeah,
ladies only. Would you prefer your husband communicate financial distress up front, or handle it without you first?
Yes, that's good. That's good. I want to see where the ladies coming right here. And ladies, be honest, all right? Don't be giving me this little Prince Charming Disney World answer. I want you to tell me how you really want this to happen in your household.
Ladies only. Would you prefer your husband communicate financial distress up front, or handle it first without you?
If you're watching a replay, I want you to answer in the actual comments. And what's the two options, Ryan?
We got the two options is communicate financial distress or handle it without me.
Put that in the comments.
I'm curious about that. And shout out to Nzinga Grant, who's been an initiate for 2 months. Shout out to Oceana Edmund. That's interesting. I'm curious. Put the pronunciation so I can make sure we get that right. Shout out to Precious One, Samantha, Mistress Thompson, and Wally World. And shout out to Couture Leotards for dropping 5 gold bottles in the chat.
Oh man, she got members.
5 members in the chat. Those the gold bottles. We appreciate that.
We love that.
That's
love that.
Awesome.
And I'm not gonna lie. This poll is already one-sided. We see what's going on right here.
Yeah. Shout out to Renee. See, I don't know about that, and y'all help me out.
What they say?
They saying they want the husband to communicate financial
right now.
distress.
Around 95% of people.
Without a question.
It's tricky. It's tricky, and this is the thing. See, I've been harmed in the past, and see. That's the thing about. I'm just being real. I've been harmed in the past.
I've been harmed in the past.
I've been harmed in the past.
That's a crazy way to start the statement right there.
No. I've been a little dramatic, but hear me out. Hear me out on this, because a lot of us, when it comes to how we perceive the dynamic between men and women, especially when it comes to things that we're wanting to be vulnerable about, it is about how the first person we ever asked treated us.
That's facts.
Which is our mothers. And see, I remember being in college, and I remember trying to get my mom to co-sign on an apartment. I remember trying to get my mom to co-sign on loans. And don't get me wrong, she did it. But it was nasty. It was like everything was just hell on earth. It's like,
is a single parent?
She was single parent.
Put the camera on your face.
Hey, what you say about my mama? She was a single parent, and it was like even though she helped me, it came with such a high level of distress. It was, oh my gosh, what I got to do? Okay. Why you bugging me about it? It's like, God damn, I told you a week in advance. I'm only following up every 2 days because I'm trying to get the thing handled. So the thing is, as men, especially a lot of us growing up with single mothers, that time where we do express vulnerability. It's very difficult for us to come back and being able to open up to a woman and ask for help. You know what I mean? Because really and truly, the only person I can even imagine asking for some kind of help is my mom, which I don't, because it's gonna come with a headache.
But see,
the potential wife,
okay,
girlfriends, I can't imagine me asking no girl
Oh,
or even a female friend for help. I just can't imagine that.
Hey, but see, the thing is with our mothers, we have to understand what they've sacrificed and what they put through and all the mental breakdowns they went through providing. So when she hears money, oh, son, oh goodness, but she'll do it.
She will do it.
She will do it. She loves you. But the stress of finances, her whole life and yours by herself. Oh God, boy, oh God. But she'll make it happen.
But see, but that's the scary thing. The only other woman that I could imagine ever asking for some level of help, especially when it comes to finances, is the wife, which I don't have. So I go ask at 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. Then the next time I'm not going to ask, I'm 35, I'm not married yet. So the next time I might ask might be 20 years later. So how do I get over that and feel comfortable with asking a woman to assist me in some way?
Get into a relationship with your best friend. See, we label, oh, that's my woman. No, that's my best friend. I can talk to her about anything. And you know you're not going to be judged. Like, you know this is your best friend. Go after your best friend.
And let me ask you this too. I want to demystify this because I hear that a lot. How do I know if a woman is my best friend?
Because y'all dance together with no music. Y'all can be in a shack, but it feels like a mansion. When y'all plot and plan on businesses, you watch things grow. Like when you know a person's for you, everything y'all do turns to gold. Everything y'all touch. And y'all could be somewhere and it's just y'all, even though you're surrounded by hundreds of people. But that's something we really don't see because we're getting into relationships with people to feel complete. Like, I haven't felt love, so I need you to love me. Rather than I love myself. You want to have some fun? Let's turn up. Like, that's what it's supposed to be about.
I can see that. My godfather, man, shout out to Rolando. He told me the moment he knew that his woman was going to be his wife was it was one day, he said it was the first time they ever did this. But he said they just literally lounged all day. They stayed in the same room all day, watched TV, watched movies, just ate snacks, got whatever they could just have just around the house. And he said, yo, we had the time of our life that day in that room. And he said, from that point on, I knew what it was. And that makes more sense at that point. It's more so speaking to you just understand like the harmony that you have with this person.
Right. But you got to first understand the harmony you have with yourself. You can't get a woman out of hurt. We have to stop getting in relationships from hurt places. I need you to fill this up for me. No, you fill your own cup. That person's cup's filled. So when y'all come together, it's a beautiful thing.
Yeah.
You know, so when a person's not acting the way you need them to act, you're still at peace with yourself.
So this is a big part here that I think will complete this conversation.
Okay.
Because I want to talk about how finances and how you manage that can impact the intimacy in your relationship.
Come on,
the intimacy in your relationship. Because do you think that a brother that wants to have any level of, splitting of the providing in his household, do you believe he can truly achieve a great sex life?
Never. He will never be able to truly experience his woman on a mental, physical, emotional level. When women have sex, it's a difference, man. It's not just physical to them. It's everything. So you might have a woman that hasn't even been opening up to you sexually all the way because she's tired. She's drained. She's stressed. She's thinking about what the boss done said to her. She's thinking about what the coworker trying to hit on her. She's thinking about everything else but you, and she's tired. Now we're saying, come on, baby, I want some. We're not even romantic no more with it. We just want to hump on them. We just want to jump on them. Come on, man, we're sick, brother. We sick. So we're not providing for them financially. We're not providing for them emotionally, intellectually. We're not providing for them spiritually, but we deserve sex. Come on, bro. How can we even get aroused? That's devilish.
Wow. There we have it. You would never achieve a great sex life if that's the case. And how do you describe, just so I know, because I think this is really your space, because by the way, Yada, the body the mind, the healing. This is Yada's thing right
Wait,
here.
now before you ask that question, can I close the poll?
Go ahead, close it out.
I want to close this poll. We got close to 500 votes within 7 minutes, guys. So this poll is going nuts. 2,100, very close to about 20 shy of 2,200 people in the chat. By the way, ladies only. Would you prefer your husband to communicate financial distress up front or handle it without you first? And 91% of the ladies say communicate financial distress up front.
Okay.
So they want it up front.
Without a question.
And there you have it. And do me this. The autumn ladies that went ahead and did the poll, I need you to go ahead and hit that like button too, because we still have not hit 1,000 likes in here.
Hit them like button.
It's almost 2,200 people in the room right now.
We should have asked a follow-up question. And what level of nuttiness would you hit prior to his, right after he asked you for some financial help? I'm joking, ladies. Shout out to the ladies.
How would you describe Yada a healthy sex life?
I just had to think about it. I had a flashback. It's heaven. Like, brother, sex is not just a physical. You know, men get so caught up in just the physical, we get almost like animalistic. But when a woman divinely falls in love with a man, this means she's being catered to on every level. I'm talking about every single level. This woman's being catered to, brother. She turns into putty in your hands, brother. She allows you to take her to levels no man has ever taken her to, because you've touched parts of her mind that no man has ever touched. You have brought peace to her that she's never felt. You've brought joy to her, comfort to her, security. Main key thing when it comes to women, they have to feel security. Security comes from protecting and providing. Now this woman, anytime, anywhere, she loves you and she's willing to be 100% what you want her to be. I love the woman. They're beautiful, man.
They amazing, dynamic, most dynamic.
So
powerful.
If a woman is not having, or a brother's having trouble having sex with his wife, that is a sign
she's unhappy, she's stressed and depressed. These men are having intercourse with women that are depressed. You know how sick this is, man? People are giving birth to children that were created not out of love, but out of depression.
Wow.
I mean, and that happens all the time. You're talking about the young lady who said that she was just in that, that raggedy relationship, got a baby from that.
But you see the last sister that said, she's like, he said, when I give him sex, she doesn't even give him sex, but she'll work for him. She can't give him the body. Why? Because it's a disconnection there. Men, if you listen to me, love your woman on each and every level. Provide for your woman on each and every level. And this woman will take you places you've never been before.
Man, wow. First of all, y'all better go ahead. We taking the last cohort of super chats for Yada, because we listen,
we
Yada
gotta get Yada. Listen, we gotta look at Yada. He like, man, y'all niggas.
Listen, because Yada, look, I feel like we have hit the 360 degrees.
The whole angle. We hit them all angles
of this conversation.
Shout out to Dr. Tony Pruitt, who really sums it up. She says, I am so impressed with this brother. He speaks the truth of God's instruction for our lives. I love you, brother. Much respect. Yada, we love you. Minister Yada, you dropping them gems, man. We appreciate you, brother.
Jasmine just came in. She says single, no kids, pre-pandemic, had 3 jobs and 1 internship. Now just 1 job, but trying to figure out my own business for financial security. How do I get out of survival mode and come back to my feminine nature?
And I don't think if you notice this or not, because we got to really start looking at this. It's a Euro sign by this. So we international.
Jasmine,
guys,
Jasmine, what country you in? Jasmine, what country you in? But go ahead. How does she?
For context, it's 3 or 4 o'clock wherever she at.
3 or 4 o'clock. That's a fact.
AM.
But how does she get back in touch with that feminine energy after she's had to work so hard? What does she do?
First, she has to understand how important it is for her to dwell in her feminine, right? And then she has to understand what it means to be feminine. She has to understand what it means to be a woman, to be a nurturer, to be one that brings life into the world. She has to understand her power. She has to understand that she is loved. She has to understand that she is a mother of nations. She has to take herself more serious. And when she starts to love herself, that opens the gates for everything else. I'm talking about if it's the man you want, if it's the business you want, when you start to love yourself, and we have to understand that love itself is the highest frequency known to man. It's the highest frequency. So when a person dwells in love, their whole life changes. Love of self is the most important love.
Wow.
There you have it.
And for context, she's out there in Germany. It's 4 a.m. in Germany. So she is trying to get this love and instruction and confirmation right now. So shout out to Jazz.
Much love, Jazz.
Yeah, we appreciate that.
It looks like that was one of the last ones that we got here. Yeah, and listen. I want to first off, I want to again, man, yo, Yada, I thank you so much, brother, because I mean your work that you've been putting in, you've taught me a lot. By just walking in your purpose and doing what you do. And I'm happy that you're actually stepping in and having these conversations, because I like strong brothers, that's really walking the walk, to really be in this conversation and be teaching, because this is a big reason we started a platform, because there is a gap that information has not properly been passed down.
Right.
Like whether it's because we, our mothers and fathers don't have it to teach us, or they weren't present at all.
Right.
We don't got brothers that got the game passing it down, and that gap is the reason we in the situation that we in now.
Well, the brothers that do pass it down, it gets denied, man. It gets shunned. We're surrounded by a lot of boys trapped in men's bodies, man. And then when a man sees a man wanting to provide for his whole family, he gets called a simp. And a beta, I thought alphas provided. I thought alphas took care of the flock by themselves. That's what made them alpha. So now that we're showing alpha and physical form, in the form of real masculinity, the beta males, which outnumber us, say you're a simp, you're a beta. How's that possible? Backwards, man. The world is backwards. You provided for your family, you're a beta, all by yourself, no help.
Y'all just done with this. He over this. He done cut the heads off.
And I get that there are certain conversations that are floating around that brothers disagree with and think can be categorized as quote unquote simple. But first of all, the word is being overused, and providing and provision can never be categorized as simping.
Simping is just not relevant if the other person is reciprocating the same level of love and investment.
I mean, the caliber of the brother, the mindset, because that's really what this is. This is a mindset
mentality.
thing. This is a mindset thing, because I like the way you put it. Because brothers, y'all gonna take care of yourself regardless a woman is there or not. I hope you will.
Me too.
And the reality of the situation is a woman is truly a responsibility. And at that point where you choose to take that woman on in your life and be responsible for that woman, you are responsible for that woman.
Definitely.
And what we're trying to do is we're trying to modify the responsibility. We're trying to adjust what that responsibility is. And if you want it at the highest levels, you can't. You can't start a business and you say, hey, look, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to do all the sales and I'm going to grow this, but I'm not really doing marketing or finance, because that's not really, so the marketing or finance, that's not me. I'm going to just do this and I'm going to grow it. No, it won't grow properly. It won't have what it needs on all levels to reach the highest levels.
Right.
You have to understand. And that's why I like when my brothers are speaking from divine places, right? Whether it's biblical, it's from God, right? You're able to draw the original design of how we're supposed to operate and how we're supposed to move, and really get the understanding and the purpose of these relationships, because I don't really think we understand the purpose of a man and a woman getting together, like just the fundamental aspects. And that's what causes this chaos, this confusion, and everybody's putting their own definition on things.
Yes, definitely.
Our own preferences on things, and we getting so far away from the original design of how things are supposed to operate. And at that point, it's again confusion.
We have to understand, to those that have read the Bible or read the Bible, regardless of your religion, God didn't say, here Adam, here's Eve. God said, here's a mission. Here, handle your business. This is what you do. And when you handle your business, then I will give you a wife. So yes, you have to run the race first. The woman is the trophy. She's always been the trophy. But now, and a lot of men might not want to hear this, the woman is and will always be the prize. Man was never the prize. We had to work hard to get that woman. But y'all lazy now. Y'all just want a woman without the work. And then you want the woman to do all the work. Man, we sick, man. That mentality alone is creating generational traumas.
Yeah. And there you have it, y'all. That's the minister has came in here and preached up in this joint, up and hardly initiated. Minister, I appreciate you coming in here and stopping by and chopping it up with the people.
We're going to say that soundbite, by the way, that all praises soundbite.
Yeah.
Your voice going to be on the show.
I like that. We need that all praises. That's heavy, man. But Minister, the people, for the people that don't know you, we've been dropping your IG in here the entire time. This is a brother. Y'all know we big on your thought diet and making sure you're seeing the right things. This is a brother that you definitely need to be following and that you need to be consuming. But do you got anything that the people need to know about that we might not know? Anything up and coming?
So I have my YouTube, Yada Awakening. I have my Instagram, Yada_Awakening. I have my Facebook, Yada. I have my products, which is my Apple of Eve. Is global. Man, Apple of Eve, it feeds every cell in your body while removing cellular waste. Like it starts to alter you in the most beautiful way. It starts to enhance your genetics. It starts to make things work when they didn't work, And I just thank the Most High, the Divine, for allowing us to have all the medicine we need in natural form. Because most of the prescription drugs that we get from the hospitals, they start off as plant-based, but the chemicals are added to it so they can patent it. So we have to understand, and again, we're not understanding how deep this 50-50 conversation goes. We have to give ourselves 100 ourselves on each and every level, man and woman, and we have to take care of this body because the body is the temple of God, man. We have to be mindful who we're around, who we allow into this body, what food we allow into this body, what thoughts we allow into this body, what type of liquids we allow into this body. So our Apple of Eve feeds every cell in your body. So when you start to rejuvenate your gut, your brain changes. Why? Because the majority of your serotonin is created in the gut. So it affects your mood when you're malnourished. And a lot of people aren't understanding this, especially men that have women that just gave birth. She's tired. I hear men say, oh, she's lazy. Oh, she ain't doing nothing no more. Oh, she's acting like this. Oh, she's always crying. She's malnourished, brother. That causes depression, deep down depression. Yeah. She just lost a lot of blood. Blood holds vitamins. It's the river of life within the body. But not to keep it too long, but I have a website called theworldsgreatestrejuvenation.com. We receive awards in Egypt. Like we got awarded in Egypt, all praise. We brought a lot of products there. And again, brother, I'm just honored and thankful to be on the podcast with two great men that are striving to be the best version of themselves. So if you guys want to get into the natural supplement world, please visit our website at theworldsgreatestrejuvenation.com, and our Apple of Eve is our bestseller.
I love that, man. I love that. You listen, take care of it. All levels, baby. All levels. Mind, body, spirit, baby. We got it. We got it. Yada is somebody I absolutely recommend. So you got the website here. Make sure y'all get it popping around. What we got?
Before we close it out, shout out to Tiffany Harris and Nakia. Shout out to Get Rachel Way. 3 months as a legendary initiate. Guys, if you don't know, legendary initiate is like the highest status you could even be. It's just extra lit. She says, Yada, thank you for having such a painful but healing conversation. Yeah, shout out to Rachel Way, man. We really appreciate her.
Love you, Rach.
Trying to help us behind the scenes. And Couture, listen, we got to let them go, Couture, but email us, Couture, at info@hardlyinitiated, and I will make sure that I make up that last super chat for you because, we just want to get you taken care of. And this is the thing, guys, everybody that's a member, you see we have shut down. We're going to start shutting down after the first 30 minutes for all of our members, so the initiates can grow together. Also, January 1st, we're gonna have a show with Pastor James. We already got Pastor James Edwards coming to town to set y'all straight for the new year that Monday on January 1st. And listen, we're gonna have the members chat popping in. But look, we're putting together so many tiered things, so many options, so many challenges to show appreciation for everybody who's been supporting us as an initiate of the channel. So be patient for that. But when we start doing these very special things, when we start bringing the members on and highlighting them on the show, guys, you are going to want to be a part of this family. And we got some huge announcements coming over the next couple of weeks. So please look out for that. Me and Tyshawn are really about to turn it up.
Yes, but listen, believe it or not, when these cameras turn off, we actually work even harder than when they're on. So don't just think that this is all what we do, guys. We got some things that's brewing that's going to be super special for you guys. And on Wednesday, y'all know y'all got to make sure that y'all come in on Wednesday. We got 2 amazing brothers coming up in here. We got 2 husbands coming up in here. And I know y'all been talking about y'all want us to talk to the brothers. All right, so we actually got, listen, we already got the title of that joint. Husbands Teach Single Men the Game. Y'all want to be up in here because it's going to be a super fun show on Wednesday. And for those of you who didn't know, we had the beautiful Hollywood's legendary Essence Atkins on the platform. That came out this past Sunday.
And I've been watching Essence since Smart Guy.
Listen, Smart Guy, half and half.
She was the crush, you know what I'm saying?
She talking about she was on the Cosby Show, half and half. How high? I mean, we could just go and name it all day. Make sure you watch that one. The people are raving about that episode. That one is something you want to see. And make sure, again, Monday and Wednesday night at 8 p.m. It's going down. It's not stopping.
Oh, praise.
You already know, guys. Listen, hardly initiated. We are out.